Hey guys, and welcome to our new recap. It's going to be for Division 4 and 5, and this is going to be our grand opener for the season of Season 8. And with me today is going to be my guest host, Holes, or not my guest
What's
host, but
up?
my normal host with me.
Yeah, you're stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm used to having Cycle Man. And of course, it's going to be me, Iron Master, as the main host here. And we're going to be looking at your teams, going to be going through them all, looking at them, commenting on them, and we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves too, right here at the beginning. So I'm Iron Master, and some things I'm pretty good at are going to be like surfing people. I can see the surfs happen a lot, and then just general pitch control is one thing I'm really strong at seeing, like who has the leverage where, and where to take things. Holes, what are you good at?
I really enjoy just like scoring really fast. That's why I play faster teams like my Rel team. I'm playing Necro. I play Pro Elves in another league. But I also enjoy that kind of like slow, methodical grind. Like, okay, I'll slowly make my way up down this side of a pitch. Oh, he's in my way. All right, let's slowly move my way to the other side.
Yep. So that's a little bit about us. We'll be talking more about what we do later on, and you'll see from what we talk about. So going into Division 4 here, we're going to see that there's 12 out of 14 teams. Sadly, one person has not accepted a ticket, and then there's a bye week at this moment. So, Testriel, come on, man. Get on it. So, starting off with the secret of my success with our other sports reporter, Rusty Seabutter. Now, I actually
Yep.
haven't seen this team since, like, it was incepted, or its inception, so it's been a while.
Yeah, this team has two of my old players from my minors team, Sergeant Adams and Sergeant Murphy, Blackworks.
Mm. Some nice Blackworks to have in general, just because 2 levels is really great on Blackworks.
Yeah,
Just,
that second level is huge.
yeah. And then the Mighty Blow one is not even that far from getting his 3rd level up. He'll be doing good.
None of the Mighty Blow ones really are. He's got three of them who are all pretty close.
Yeah. It's definitely a nice thing to have that progression ready to go. And I know Rusty's been one of those guys that basically babies his Blackworks until they're perfect. Which is good since minus agility makes feeding touchdowns harder.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're still Blackworks. You just even if he never gets another touchdown again, Sergeant Adams is valuable.
Yeah, definitely. He has the 2 skills he actually needs. And then this thrower, I'd have to say is a bit controversial, don't you think?
I would have fired him the second he got nibbled.
Yeah. He
He's
has the
already the lowest armor player. You don't need another extra injury on him.
But the other nice part about having just a movement 6 player is that's up to 5 movement 6. Half your team's actually going to be going places. So it's a bit interesting on how it kind of can work out, and he can move with the cage really effectively with blitzers and blackworks now.
The thing
And
is, you don't really want to be caging with your blitzers, though. You want to be having your Blackworks or linemen on the cage and your blitzers out doing blitzing things.
mhm. and he is a roster of 12. I think that's about exactly where you want to be with orcs, or one extra if you want.
I think his 13th player would have been a troll. I think it died recently.
I do like a troll on these guys, but I'm not sure if after it dies you should really replace it because it is a hard time to get guard and stand firm back on.
Yeah, trolls are nice. I keep them around if they roll block early, but after that, they don't get apple rights.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about his blitzers. So we do see a blodge agility tackle one, which is just your scoring threat and your potato stopper.
He could also be a potential sacker if he agility 4.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to go extra on that. If it's just going to be more guard and then stand firm and just try to finish that out, or if he just grabs mighty blow and maybe like frenzy even, just to get around and knock things down.
I like having the tackle on him. It does kind of leave some questions where he's going next. I don't like the tackle on his other Blodge Blitzer. I think getting him guard and stand firm, he would have been a very strong piece.
I can agree with that. If he rolls more doubles though, and he gets diving tackle on either of these, it's going to be a
That's
fun time.
huge.
But he's going to definitely need stand firm after that point, and you're going to lose a guard potentially. But with 3 guard, he's actually running a very low amount of guard at this point, I would have to say.
Yeah, 1660 TV. I think he wants another guard blitzer. Maybe that's in the future for market gouging.
Yeah, so market gouging needs to grab some guard, and then Blopson pick up guard, and then he'll be at the ideal 5 to 6, I think. And maybe if a lineman rolls it, he can actually just kind of focus more on blitzer development. But overall, he's doing pretty good. Let's look at his statistics. And we'll do it from last season just to get more of a concept of how he was doing then instead of just Inception. So last season, it seems like he had a rough time, but he got 1 win, 6 draws, and 6 losses. Usually this doesn't mean that you're a bad coach if you have one of these records where you're just not winning. It's just, I think he's more of a safe coach, and he liked to just go for draws a lot. And then that win was just out of grasp most of the time.
He might have had a rough season, but he also that left him nice and low for when the market came around, and that's how he got 2 nice black works out of it.
Yeah. So, at 1660 TV, it's pretty competitive. He has a killer. He has some blodge. He has a decent carrier that is niggled, which is a bit of a letdown, and really nice blorks. So,
yeah, I think he's got a decent shot this season.
It's definitely solid. And now we get to Nurgle's FTDs with Sergeant Sauce, or SJCT Sauce, in Discord.
I love this team.
Oh yeah. So he has some of the best names. I covered him a bit last time, and I've been seeing this development since its inception. He can't get away from me. And we have just some amazing warriors. They finally basically got into the ideal, except for Lord Herpestus, and that's kind of his meme now, that he just can't level him up, and he's getting really angry about it because he has Mighty Blow. But just looking at some of the other ones, just some guard stand firms are just huge on Nurgle, because you're really wanting to keep them in place, and that's a lockdown team, especially for elves. And just not giving way for anything is going to be big time.
He's got a guard stand firm. He's got a claw mighty blow warrior, which I absolutely love on a warrior.
Yep. Dodge, I don't feel great about. I
don't
think
hate
that
it.
could have been guard, or it could have been stand firm. Because stand firm, you just get blitzed and then you stay there, or it's like...
I think his next skill is going to be stand firm, so he can stick a claw on a dude and you're not going to be able to get away from him. And then he'll claw you.
Yeah, I would love stand firm next on him. And then just, it's really hard to knock down. You're not going to be dedicating too many blitzes at it. It's a good idea if he gets stand firm. I could see that being a very good thing. Then he's got the second Nurgle Warrior. I heard he was going to go claw with it just to kind of get a second claw Mighty Blow going. It's going pretty slow. And then we get to this Beast of Nurgle, and I don't like this Beast of Nurgle.
If it doesn't roll doubles on mislevel or plus strength, I would cycle him.
Yeah, he said he was going to cycle him, but I think it should have been at when he got grab. He should have just, you say, you know what, it's nice having you, but he adds a lot of value when you really want to get block and then guard stand firm, and then you can get all the juicy skills on top and never fire him.
I disagree because he has tentacles. Being able to keep him on the tentacles reliably is pretty big for a Beast. Normally I would cycle a big guy at 2 levels to get him guard stand firm, but with a Beast I like cycling at 3.
That's fair. So, next we get to his ball carrier, which it definitely rolled the levels exactly how you would like it, where it gets sure hands, you get dodge immediately, so you don't even have to worry about missing an opportunity on a different one to make him a ball carrier, then getting block, and then takes 2 heads instead of extra arms, which makes sense because he's actually been doing dodging, and I think this is a very effective piece.
Yeah, I think the 2 heads will let him get in there with sure hands. I mean, in the end it'll kind of replace extra arms, not replace, but you can live without it if you have sure hands.
Yeah. His next skill could probably be fend, or what are
I would get extra arms.
Extra arms could be really nice, indeed. Or even big hand, and you just kind of jump in, grab someone. Or maybe it's just going to be a straight up agility, and then we're all like, oh, look at that.
Well.
But next, I don't like this Pestigore here with Mighty Blow, Tackle, and Block as the skill ups. This is kind of where I think your killer slot should go for your main blitzer in general. And he's kind of just put it on Gunnery the Pestilent, or Pustulant. So this guy I feel kind of needs some claw and then pile on ASAP.
I think I would have gotten claw before tackle or block, but I don't mind the decision you went with here. It's a little bit less effective against armor 9 pieces, but anything armor 7 is pretty screwed. Armor 7 or armor 8.
In his last season, he had to deal with a lot of humans with dodge, so it could have been a great choice for them, and then some elves around sprinkled in.
So, what's the word?
It was built for
situational.
His place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get our second blodging Pestigore. I'm not exactly sure what his job's going to be. Maybe a guard stand firm if he wants to do it that way, or... I don't know.
I wouldn't hate giving him guard stand firm to have a mobile guard feast, but I think it'll just be dependent on how he rolls. If he gets another double, getting him diving tackle and stand firm.
Mm-hmm. Could definitely be interesting. And then we have the Wrestle Goat, which this guy just needs a little bit more to get tackle, and he's going to be your sacker. And if he rolls doubles, I would actually definitely take dodge on this guy.
Oh yeah.
Because then you just run into things, and then you get two heads, and you just do other stupid stuff.
Or you go over a fun route and take leap and very long legs. I know you're familiar with that.
Oh yes, it's definitely a very fun thing to do. And this is a leap piece that you could decently do it on. Then we have our one Fowler, which feels really low. Like, I would expect about 2 to 3 on this team. Mostly because
on 13 players, I'm okay with one dirty player. I think once his next router levels, I would pick up a 14th.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people like to basically add based on how many dirty players you have. So if you have 2, you have your 3 after that, and you just kind of keep building from dirty players. But it's definitely a nice 1920 roster. Big lack is not a mobile killer, and the big boon is just those developed Nurgle warriors are going to be holding the line, and a great ball handler. So I think that's going to be good for, this Nurgle team. You're going to have a fun time killing stuff. So speaking of humans, we have the Drakwald Day Laborers that he was building for. Or sorry, not this one in general, but there were some others. And we have
this
some
is a
nice,
disgusting team.
We do have some nice BS machines, and we are starting with 0 gold in the season. Oh, wait, 1 second. Let's go back to the Nurgle, and we're going to look at their statistics before I forget about it.
Oh.
My bad, guys. So he did really nice in the Devastational, going undefeated and winning everything. But his record last time was 5 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. So he was middle of the table, and he definitely was doing good. And one thing he wanted to point out was he just wasn't getting the removals most of the time. And that's kind of like where elves would just beat him up by just moving around him. He's definitely lacking a little bit more tackle.
Not only did he not get removals, he took 5 deaths last season. That's pretty hard on Nurgle if you're not Rotters.
Mm-hmm. So he did do pretty good overall, and I think he's going to have a nice shot this time. Also, he has 20k over in bank, so he's probably going to spend that just on some cheerleaders and fire him, or get an enhancement at this point. So
he does. Depending on how his next game goes, I wouldn't hate getting the enhancement right now, depending on who his first opponent is.
Yeah. So back to the Day Laborers. I'm sorry that we took a break from him, but Mog the Mule, just disgusting ogre.
I love him.
You get block, guard. I would have took stand firm, but break tackle's always nice in removing or repositioning your guard. He definitely takes his blocks when he needs to, and it's really showing. Next,
and also, it's a wonderful name.
Yep, definitely a wonderful name. You want to take point on talking about this next BS machine?
Harold the Hacksaw is an absolutely disgusting human blitzer who gets where he wants when he wants, and you can't do nothing about it while one of his friends comes and punches you.
It sounds about right. And really, that's like just huge, just being able to go anywhere with guard, with dodge. And you just go, I'm going to put it here. So What would you think would be his next skill up?
Stand firm.
I would 100% agree. Like, I wouldn't even do a doubles roll. He's kind of just solid where he's at.
Doubles I would consider leap. Agi5 leap with guard and blodge.
That is actually an interesting point. Doubles leap. Whew.
That could be a very fun piece.
Indeed. Now, here's we get to kind of our holy trinity of strength pieces that are blitzers. You get your guard, you get your mighty blow, and then usually you get your tackle afterwards. And that's kind of like just 3 skills that you can get at any time, and it's never a bad choice. And I know he's been needing the guard from last season because he had to wipe just some of his blitzers off, rebuy them, get everything back up. And he's done pretty good with them. They're definitely on a nice spot. And then we get his nice little pseudo killer that actually doesn't have pile on.
Yeah, I don't know if I like taking agility, and I don't know if I like taking pro where he did.
It's interesting. I think he's not really liking just going to the ground all the time. And the agility is more just so he can disengage and hit stuff, because with humans, a big thing is kind of keep them viable later on is you need doubles and stats just to kind of compensate for what they're lacking. Because they have skills up the butt, but they don't have the meat and potatoes of stats all the time besides movement.
At the same time, piling on is just Mighty Blow piling on is just such a huge combination, and missing out on that for pro agility guard, I don't know if I like it, especially when nobody else is really slated to become mech killer.
Yeah. And now that he has guard on the other ones, it's going to be a bit hard to just choose if he even wants to do it.
Yeah.
But he plays the mobile game pretty well with these guys. Now we get our new thrower, I would like to say. I don't remember what happened to the last one, but he may have
No
died.
longer worthless.
Wait a second. Was this the one that had... I'm pretty sure that this one had like an awesome thrower that was like Blodge accurate, I'd like to say. Or
Oh,
something.
that's a shame.
It's like Blodge accurate strong arm.
Wow.
It was something to look at. Now we got Franz the foreman doing jack all besides picking up a ball. Okay.
He's got potential. I see big things for his thrower.
Yep. And then we got the dirty player lineman, which you basically just need, and then the guard lineman that you always want, and you got. And this stacks him at 6 guard, which is actually really healthy for humans, and it's definitely going to do him some good.
Yeah, he'll be able to play the punching game for sure.
Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about these last 2 catchers. What you think about them?
Billy the Bricklayer is going to be a solid piece, but he's going to be completely outshined by Sid the Shovel.
Yeah. Sid the Shovel, not with a very precious name, but with some great stat ups and skills right where he wants them.
He gets tackle next, and he is basically done. I mean, maybe give him leap after that if he gets that far.
Yeah, just he's definitely got what he wants with wrestle and strip ball. Just he has elf skills now. It's literally just like a high elf catcher, just
Yeah,
with less skills. Actually, probably around the same amount of skills. But it's still very nice on humans because it's just that one extra sacking option that they usually don't have the greatest on. And just the speed and the strength also makes him just like a normal player that can actually just hit stuff. Hit players and stuff like that.
yeah, it's one less strength too you have to defend, which is very nice.
So definitely very nice for this human team. And looking at their record, check it out for the last one. So in Division 4, which is the same one where they're still in, ironically, is going to be a 5-3-5. So they have the perfect
pretty
team
solid.
record, and winning is usually better than drawing. And going for a lot of wins means you're going to get a few losses generally. But it's solid, and you can see why. And especially with him rebuilding players in the middle of the season, just down 2 normal blitzers, that's a pretty impressive record.
Yeah, he also took 5 deaths, and that's not counting however many retirements he took. And
Yep.
what I remember was a pretty bashy division.
Yeah, he did lose 3 linemen in one game, and that was fun.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't anything too important, but it was like, oh, I don't have any fodder.
Yeah,
So, moving on, we got Thick, Rich, and Creamy, who had probably he had probably one of the best werewolves out there. And if you look at the team motto, it's Rip and Pupper Heaven, Hannibal. And it's definitely right, because it was a block plus strength plus agility werewolf. I don't remember if he had a skill after that, but he was pretty disgusting.
I remember listening to him and Rusty's recaps, and he would keep us updated on Hannibal. And then when he died, it was so sad.
Yeah,
He was very defeated.
it's very.
But he's got a new one now, Gene Parmesan.
Yeah, we got Gene Parmesan. But now we don't have any stats or doubles for the werewolves, which is a bit of a shame. But really what you come in here for was the flesh golems at this point. With them being pristine, 1 Blodge Yard, 1 Block Mighty Blow and Guard. Just, those are so good.
They are beautiful.
This is always something I remark on his team, and he was used to saying Hannibal's where it's at, but I always look at those flesh golems, and he got them developed. No damage, somehow.
If you can get that last 11th SPP on Havarti, it makes you farty. And stand firm, and that piece is done. He doesn't do anything else, and he is perfect.
That's exactly right. But one thing that I don't like is that he runs the 2 ghoul setup, and I know he likes letting them die a lot. he kind of just leaves them out the open. That was his kind of little mini tax that he always kept paying to try to keep the wolves alive, and that's how you lose Hannibal. That's how you lose Hannibal. But he definitely has a nice guard zombie with block. It's going to be awesome. One thing he's really missing is with all these players, he doesn't have a dirty player.
That was kind of surprising to me when I first saw his team. I would have thought with 15 players, you'd have at least one by now. I don't like taking block first on all of them either.
No, I definitely feel like that's a wasted opportunity. So I would go down to a 13-man roster. And then
14
once
or
you do that, he's going to be, if he goes to 13, he's at 1,700. And for 1,700, I would say this is a solid team to have, especially with the flesh golems and the whites super developed. It's definitely nice. And speaking about the whites, just one's niggled, one's minus movement. They're not the best, but I don't think you can afford to sack them at this point where they're at.
If ever Wolf rolls Mighty Blow, I would get that Wolf whatever his next skill, like if it's Gene Parmesan, get him tackle. And once he's got tackle, fire one of those whites.
Yeah, I don't think you fire the minus movement because he has guard. You really like guard.
Yeah, you can deal with that.
Yeah, but niggle is a bit of a rough thing.
Yeah, it's just asking for death.
But overall, I would have to say this is an effective Necro team. Just weakness is too many players, and undeveloped ghouls for what he uses them for, and then missing Hannibal.
Yeah, rip Hannibal.
And then definitely the strengths are those flesh golems, and I would have to say those whites are definitely another strength. And Rush Limber does his job. Statistics does have a lot of games on these guys.
We did all right with him.
Yep, it's a 6-1-6, so another one of those guys that definitely like to go all in, and it really shows. Definitely middle of the pack here with a very even, nice scoreline. But
this is where Necro are going to start to shine, though. These higher TVs.
Yeah, 1,700. Usually you have your disgusting werewolf still, but you know he wasn't immune to lightning. Poor guy.
He doesn't have his disgusting werewolf, but the rest of his team is pretty gross.
Yep. So it's definitely going to be one that's going to be competing, I feel. And he does have 4 guard, and on Necro, I think that's generally going to be the deciding factor if you have enough guard for your werewolves to not frenzy trap in and get the job done.
Yeah, 4 guard is pretty comfortable considering what the rest of his team looks like. Expecting big things from you, Jimmy.
Yep. Now we get the big green weenies with Havoc. So, 1710 Orc team. And what does the 1710 Orc team have? Lots of Mighty Blow. So, we have exactly 8 Mighty Blow, I think. And 2 Palmers out of that.
8 Mighty Blow.
So, he's definitely doing something that's a lot of killing.
He's got some Frenzy in there. He's got some Tackle.
Yeah, I do like Frenzy and Tackle together. Most people kind of like, say, do one or the other because you kind of want pushes from dodge players, but I just find it really nice to get a second chance at a blodge person hitting him with it.
Yeah, and it'll make him nice if someone leaves a War Dancer out hiding.
Then just
turn around for Ram Burglar.
And as we were talking with Rusty having very few guard, this team definitely does pack the guard. And one thing this coach had to say is he has not rolled a double or a stat yet. And
you don't really need it as Orcs.
Yeah, you don't need it, and this really shows why. Just you get really effective at killing and guarding.
Yeah, this is a lean 17-10 for how good these pieces are.
Yep.
He's got good spread on the Black Orcs, and these Blitzers are just developed enough.
Yeah. So he does have 10k above, so he can just fire a cheerleader real quick. I would suggest doing that before your first game because people always forget to. And then you go in higher TV. One thing I don't like is the black work that was misdeveloped on a misclick, but he's about to fix himself. 28 SPP.
A couple Cas or a touchdown. Easy enough.
Yeah.
My big thing with this team right now is keeping the minus movement lineman around. I'd get rid of him right now. That's what you spend your extra money on.
Yeah, you can easily just ditch him because 4 movement on a lineman really isn't worth it when he doesn't have anything. It's not like a guard piece or anything. So firing him could be worthwhile, and then you just rehire. And then he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, there's also Spew Baka, the block wrestle lineman.
Yep. It's interesting. I would have
It's
taken tackle.
effective, but yeah, I would have gone tackle next, I think.
Yep. Because then you could have gone block, tackle, and then wrestle if you really wanted to go back. But he kind of feels like he's going to get a bit bloaty in the second here if he doesn't get anything cool.
Yeah, if he doesn't roll any doubles or stats or anything, I'd just drop him.
Yep. But he has a roster of 12 players, and I think that's still the ideal spot you want to be with Orcs, so he can easily just fire, rehire. You'll be at the same TV. Actually, no, you'll be at 1700, which is 10k lower. And
I wouldn't
still have
hate
money.
going up to 13, just because there's a lot of claw in this division. At least 4 teams.
Yeah, it could be a problem, but I know Havoc's going to probably punch the claw pieces in the face and they'll die.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
the hope
valid
at
strategy.
least. So, looking at the statistics, we're going to be getting there sometime soon. In his last time, he had 5 draws and 8 losses. He definitely was playing the aggressive I'm a punch you game, and it kind of showed. One thing I would have to say to do is kind of going for the plays instead of just bashing on things, and it makes your team really well developed, but just kind of getting that play where it's just like you have a chance to sack, it's not the best. You gotta have to take it sometimes.
I think Havoc's big strategy is just if my opponent has no pieces, how can he score?
hmm
That's all that Mighty Blow. He has no real ball carrier here. He'd be sacrificing a Mighty Blow to do that.
Yep. So maybe like just building up a ball carrier in general, or even just taking the orc thrower on this one,
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't hate hiring an Orc Thrower.
I don't usually like the orc thrower, but when you have those blitzers already, it's kind of like what's your other choice? Like, do you give it sure hands on somebody? Do you just keep
Yeah.
re-rolling and letting those strip ballers get you?
Normally, I'd wait for a Blitzer to roll doubles and turn him into a carrier, but I mean, he hasn't gotten any doubles, so he's not going to take a carrier, and instead, everyone's just going to murder you.
Yeah. So fire lineman, hire an orc thrower, and this is literally like one of the only times I say hire an orc thrower.
Yeah. And if Blitzer dies, build him into your next carrier and get ready to fire that Orc Thrower.
Yeah. So, gonna be going to the next one. And this is Troxburgers with Culinary Delights V2. So, first season he did blow up, and that's why he's version 2 now. And he also had a little bit of blow up on this team, but it's back to normalish. So, as you can see, we have some nice chaos skills, but they're really not all that developed for 1640. Like, no one's really shining ahead. And
Yeah.
you can see that there's 2 fresh Chaos Warriors, and they just died back to back, and they're both block guard. And one thing
That's
I have to
pretty
say
rough.
is that he doesn't do skill diversity very well on that. Like, they kind of need like some claw, some mighty blow. You just need to mix it up in there so you have more kill power.
Yeah, he's got his 2 guard. I wouldn't hate if even one of them went Mighty Blow first skill to catch him up in this division.
Yep. So it's kind of the one thing I would request that you work on, because you can make a killer really quick in this with a Chaos Warrior, and you're just gonna have to dedicate some hits. Then the other one can go back to block guard and how you like it.
Yeah.
And the Beastman Tilly Boy, he's his carrier. It's kind of exactly what you want. I would have taken extra arms instead of 2 heads because with no dodge, it doesn't really sync up too well.
Now that he has a Blodge Beastman, I wouldn't hate building Tully Boy into a Retriever and having via Blodger becoming your new carrier.
That is true. Just repurposing could be a nice deal for this guy.
Yeah, Blodge is much safer.
Then we have some nice things like a block guard Mighty Blow. Agility 2 really doesn't matter because he's just going to be going back where he needs to be. Rackle Piece with a niggle, sadly, but you got to keep your Rackle Piece. They're just so
At
good.
least until his everyone gets tackled.
Yeah. Especially with just him as his only tackle.
Yeah, that's a
gonna be
big
one.
deal.
Then we have the Blodge Goat. He's Blodge at the moment. He's going to
Yeah,
have to decide
solid.
what role he wants to be, but he can do anything at the moment.
Like I said, I'd go with carrier for him.
The one thing that he does have coming up is a new killer. And with Mighty Blow Claw, he's just one level away from... I would get block next because, especially with this div, it's going to kill him to have no block.
Yeah, I'd go block, then tackle, then piling on him.
Yep, for sure, because he's just going to need those reliability skills to take down anything as Blodge in general.
Yeah. Piling on would be nice earlier, but he needs Fat Tackle.
And then we have a kick player, and I really don't actually like the kick. I feel it's kind of a wasted skill on Chaos early on, especially
I
with the
don't
spreaded development rather than focused development.
I don't mind kick on Chaos, but he needs more goats to be able to effectively field a kick. Because right now, who are you putting on line? Chaos Warriors? Fenver is going to drop Bearclaw on the line and kill your Chaos Warriors. You need some rookies to drop him on the line, or at least just like drop a block guy maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I was definitely gonna say he doesn't have fodder, besides just two Chaos Warriors and a Beastman being unskilled and kind of okay to put up on the line, but just Chaos Warriors, I can't ever dedicate putting on the line duty most of the time.
Yeah, not unless you have like elves or a no claw team.
hmm So, one thing is he's just gonna have to do focused development on some players, and his killer's got to come out of somewhere, and then just getting his Chaos Warriors back up to par can be really a game changer for this team, I feel.
Yeah, at 1640 TV, you need a developed killer really bad.
But other than that, he did have a great team, and it's just kind of a shame that some of it fell apart before it was about to come to fruition. So, looking at the statistics, it's going to take a while.
There we go. 3-7-3.
3-7
They
and 3.
definitely could be better, but only 3 losses is pretty good.
Yeah. Now, this is again one of those guys that are just like, he likes just playing it safe, and playing it safe really doesn't get you the W. It gives you a lot of draws. And I know he has gone for the win a lot of times, and it's just like, oh, yeah, he's doing it, but he doesn't go a very aggressive way. He's very assertive, and he likes to play that control game, which sometimes just doesn't work, or it doesn't really mean you get the ball and you go starting in their drive. So
It could have just been that he was taking that season more as a development and playing safe. It keeps your players alive, and now he can explode this season.
mhm. So hopefully he gets some Chaos Warriors from the what's it called? The player market. Koff, I have a couple there going. Koff, and you might be able to pick those guys up.
That's going to be after a season now.
Oh yeah, it's after this season, and this is going to give him some time to think about it. So, just some nice pieces, just not developed pieces. That's what I got to end off with on that one. Next, we got the Cowboy Dwarfs at 1750. And I think this was a team that moved up from Rookie League.
Let me see. No, they played. This is their second season.
Second season? Okay, I'm sorry. I just haven't seen them yet. They must have been one of the 5B down.
Yeah, they're from 5B. They had a really good season.
It does seem like it. He does have some nice stuff. So, starting from the top, a movement and Mighty Blow Troll Slayer. And after Mighty Blow, I can definitely see movement on him.
Yeah, I don't mind movement on Troll Slayers. Give them
As long as it wasn't a double, I feel. It's a nice pick. Because if it was a double, I would have gone jump up and then you get pile on and it's fun. But these guys are going to get along well. He's going to need some tackle, so maybe even just, you got the movement, you just give him tackle. Don't even need to make him a Palmer at this point. Until later.
Yeah, he already has a Palmer. Well, I get two. Well, he can get more valuable skills.
Yep. So, it's definitely going to be their breakout season of killing things. He does like the same face on him, so things to note.
Clint Eastwood will be a player to watch.
Yeah. Very spooky. Maybe he gets Juggernaut. Who knows?
Ooh.
But next one is going to be Gary Cooper, and he is a very standard blitzer with guard and Mighty Blow. Part of that 3 skills that you can never go wrong with. And blitzers are kind of one of those things on dwarves where it's just like they don't have any clear defined roles they're supposed to go to, in my opinion.
Yeah, whenever I've played dwarves, I've always been very confused on where to go with them. I do like I actually like making them my Palmers and having my Troll Slayers go towards more dedicated surfing roles.
Mm-hmm. So you do like them as aggressive sideline players instead of just your. You kind of play them like Witch Elves, I would guess then.
A little bit, yeah, like kind of stronger Witch Elves.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Blitzers though, he does have one that's doing his normal thing, kind of being like a Longbeard. And then the other one's, I guess, just a new fresh guy. And then we get to our
Yeah, that other
Longbeards.
blitzer has no matches played.
Yep. We get to a Longbeard, and he has some guard mighty blow. Can't go wrong. We have a runner in here, block, fend, and kickoff return. Definitely 3 skills you can always take.
Yeah.
The one thing I have to say is I hate when people do this is just putting these in order would make life so much easier. Like just moving Roy Rogers over to where Sam Elliott is. So
Yeah, make our lives a bit easier.
yeah, there's a button in the bottom right. You hit switch players. You click on one guy, then you click on the other. They transport sides, and it's nice. But going on from that tangent, we do have a blodge guard, some more guard, another blodge, and then a wrestle tackle runner.
Yeah, Longbeards are about what you'd expect. Those dodge guys will be getting guard and stand firm, and that's it.
Yep, and he does have 5 guards, so he's definitely at a nice spot to just kind of coast on at the moment. And then I do like the wrestle tackle runner, though it will suck if he loses the other one to anything, because then he doesn't have a real runner again, and he's going to have to use someone with no skill.
If he loses the runner, I think he'll just start carrying on the rookie blitzer. Get him some SPP while he gets next runner going.
That could make some sense. And then lastly, we have our block death roller. It's definitely a fun one.
Yeah. But it's so big for a death roll being able to reliably 3-dice anything at strength 3, and you'll almost always get the knockdown.
Yeah, one thing that's big is it doesn't have to use the blitz now. And when you're using the blitz on him, you're kind of just dedicating a lot, because with Juggernaut, you don't want to fail your 3-die, and that's there to keep you protected, and it makes you kind of dependent on it, and then you still have Loner, so you can't re-roll your stuff. But block makes him just able to roll up on things, immobilize them, and then hit them. If he rolls more doubles, I've seen diving tackle actually be used very well with him.
Diving tackle could be fun. Yeah, I've never had 2 doubles on death roller, so I never really thought about it too much.
Yeah, because they already have stand firm, but if he gets a normal next time, it's definitely some guard.
Yeah, you need more guard. Always need more guard.
But definitely has a solid thing, and we'll look at some statistics.
9-2-2 was a brilliant season.
9-2-2, very good season. And I guess he did not play in the Devastational, which is interesting.
I don't mind not playing him in Devastational, especially as dwarfs. You don't want to run into a claw team and just die for no reason.
Yeah, I just like to do it because I'm crazy. But for the roster, it's definitely solid. One thing that I have to point out is his fan factor is really low for that. So at 5 fan factor, he must have been just rolling some snakes there when trying to raise it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
No, that's actually really nice because that keeps you really trim. Just that's
It keeps you
50K
trim.
right off.
Mm.
So instead of being 1800, he's now 1750 because of it. So it is a blessing and a curse that he won't get as much money because he won't win fame as much. But still, being down that extra money, or that extra TV, is always nice. So, going to be going to the next one, which is the Grody Greens.
More Nurgle.
Yep, more Nurgle. This is a very nice Nurgle team. And we'll just start off with that beast, and I'll let you look at it for a bit.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I want it. I need it.
Mm-hmm. So
That's
we got
everything you
block and strength on a beast in Nurgle, and then he just needs guard, and he's perfect.
Don't overlook that stand firm. Strength 6
Yeah.
tentacles stand firm is a nasty piece.
Yeah, no one can move. Everyone is a gutter runner to him.
Yeah.
Just come here and stay around for a while. Now, my theory is that he's actually been feeding some of his Nurgle warriors there, and that's why you see like 2 rookie ones. But they've been rookie for about a full season, so looking at one of them, you can see that they have 10 matches. So I think they're just feeding them their strength, and that's why he has just a nice beast, and then crap warriors. And there's only one really good one, and that's because he got his kill skills early, and we got a block mighty blow claw, so he does do some killing.
It's just kind of how my Nurgle teams tend to end up as well. I'll have one really nice Nurgle warrior, and everyone else is kind of lacking.
Yep.
And it's not through any fault of them. It's just he gets all the MVPs, all the kills.
Yep. One thing I want to point out is he has 1 guard on the team, and that is a Rotter.
Who is also minus movement.
Yeah, minus movement at the point. And it's getting to be like one of those times where you kind of need to pick up some more. And you might need to rush it on one of the Nurgle Warriors that are about to level up, even though it'll feel bad.
Yeah, he needs to feed one of those guys guard.
Though I would
I
not hate a guard and then you take a Mighty Blow. You're going to make him unreliable still, but you're going to have a chance to bring him back.
In this division, he's going to need that fast development. I don't hate Mighty Blow either.
Yeah. So, we got, looking at Pestigors, we got a nice carrier. A plus movement, block, and sure hands. Just, he goes exactly where you needed it. And movement 7 is definitely one of those ideal carrier speeds if you can get it. Because 6 is just a bit slow. Because you can't cover the full distance without a GFI in 2 turns. But with 7, you can start at the LOS and make it there in 2 turns without a GFI in. And you have 1 extra square of movement. So
Yeah,
just
movement 7, not only is it ideal for carries, but it's also very nice for a sweeper. You stick him in the backline and make him get to both ends of a pitch with no GFIs.
Yeah. And now we have a literally exact copy of what Sauce had, except in the right order. So instead of Mighty Blow, Tackle, and Block, we have Block, Mighty Blow, Tackle. And this guy also has the same problem of he really needs some pile-on. And that's
He needs claw before he gets
Sorry,
piling on.
you're right. Claw and then piling on. But that's one you can fix pretty easily.
Yep,
I
Mighty Blow
might have
tackle.
skipped Tackle, but he needed Tackle, obviously.
Yeah, that might have just been a case of I have no tackle. I have a stunty team or an elf team coming up. Let me get some tackle.
Or there's the Blodge carrier, and you're like, I will fight you.
Yep.
And then we do have a Wrestle Pestigor coming up. And he's going to get some Wrestle Tackle. Maybe a Strip Ball if he's feeling weird. And doing that sort of thing.
Wrestle, then tackle, then strip ball. Maybe go 2 heads before strip ball.
Yeah, I would definitely go 2 heads before Strip Ball on that. But it's definitely one of those things. Just we have to see where it goes.
I don't like having the 4th Pestigor already. I would have stuck with another Rotovares to keep TV down until your other Pestigor is at least 2 skills.
Yeah, that's one thing he really could have improved on, but he isn't exactly at the worst spot for it, but his Nurgle Warriors are suffering for how much development these Pestigors get too.
Yeah, he's really got to feed him some touchdowns and fast. Those
Yeah.
Nurgle Warriors aren't going to live around up here.
Yeah, so even if they at least just get 2 more block there, you get 1 skill on this Pestigor, which is obviously like just one of those odd ones where you're like, I kind of have to double up on something. So it's probably going to be secondary killer, I would imagine. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can never have enough.
2 killers is better than 1.
Yeah. Now we get to some Rotters, and we have a plus strength one just to start it off. And
I
what do
don't
you feel about
expect
it?
to see him at the end of the season.
Yeah, really, you don't. It's just like it's there. It does things.
It's there. It's nice while you have it, but it's going to die pretty quick with decay.
Now,
Armory.
would you have taken the doubles for more guard?
Because he has none, I would have.
Yeah, he has exactly 1 on another Rotter. Just at least getting that second one, just in case decay is going to kill your player.
It
It's
already
just-
basically has Red Rotter. I would very heavily consider firing him.
Yeah. He is just minus movement and miss next game, but I don't think you can fire him until he actually gets more guard. Is the problem, and the
Looking
strength
forward
one could
just
have
a
got more.
liability to me.
Yeah, it definitely does slow down your slow team already, and it's just gonna be a rough one. But
This
looking at
team
this,
also has the issue of where's his line fodder? He has 1 rookie Rotter.
yeah, that is true. But I guess that's where the Nurgle Warriors come into play. They just kind of get thrown up there.
Yeah, maybe that's why we don't have as much development.
Yeah, but they haven't died or taken a perm yet. They're like 10 games.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty lucky.
Looking at the statistics here, he has 9 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw and 3 losses in 5A. So
That's a
from
rookie
coming up
Nurgle
as a
team record.
rookie Nurgle team,
That's very good.
he definitely plays hard. So it probably could be a little bit of a case of he gets a bit unlucky on certain hits, and maybe it's just the beast that's just hogging everything, hogging all the love.
Hey, with a beast like that, I don't mind.
Yeah, but he definitely did do well last season, and I can expect him doing well this season too. But it can be a new world with a lot of these other teams that have been here before.
Yeah, he's going to be a coach to watch out for. I expect to see him in the top half at least.
So now we get to things dwarves hate, and I'm gonna preface this one by saying I had some people in chat already say, "Hey, can you take my dwarf team?" Because apparently they really don't like dwarves, and we got some dwarves, and they're like, "We really don't want Tim Nielsen in here." So, looking at his team, we're gonna see that it's a nice 1570 because he's missing 2 players, which is a
Two
bit
key
rough,
players.
but they're not key players exactly, but they're definitely his guard players that he's going to need and want.
He's only got 2 reliable, I don't know, where's a guard blitzer? 3 reliable guard. That's pretty low for dwarfs, so next game's going to be rough.
He does have 1 blitzer, 2 longbeards with guard, and then a death roller with guard. So,
Death roller isn't really a reliable guard, though. He's going to be gone after a drive.
yeah, he's gone after a drive, but he does have a rest area. So, if it is home game, he does have a semi-reliable guy. But just if he had those extra 2 players, I feel like this would be very... So I'm going to just call it like these guys are on the team right now because you can see this is definitely the amount of guard you would want regardless.
Oh, yeah, with those guys on the team, this is a beautiful dwarf team.
Yep. One thing I see a lot of just dwarf coaches like doing is just taking early blodge on one of these longbeards. And I just really think that slows their development on doing what they need to do a lot longer than it should, even though the payout is really nice on it.
It depends on when you roll the doubles. Late in the team's development, I don't hate it because they'll develop into a very strong piece. Early on, though, you need that guard, you need that mighty blow.
Yeah. I just feel like you kind of lose something, and then you can get it into the second skill, and it's a much better thing that I feel like he was helping more out than what he does now with the dodge early.
Yeah, it's an investment.
But other than that, he is taking the guard mighty blow route out of his blockers. And it's definitely a decent way to go. I know some people like the guard stand firm, or you get the mighty blow to guard, or you do like a mix and match. How do you feel about the dwarven, I take guard, I take mighty blow, or I take stand firm?
If it works, it works. I try to mix them up. So I'll get mighty blow first just to keep that kill train going. Stand firm, mighty blow. Assuming there's no doubles.
Yep. So you do like to hurt some people first and then take up your guard and stuff.
Early on, you're going to have more luck with that mighty blow than stand firm. And that'll also speed them up so they can get stand firm next.
Mm-hmm.
But guard stand firm is pretty valuable, so I try to take it on at least a couple.
Definitely some insightful stuff there. Now, picking up the ball has a nice stat up on him. And with his block, fend, and plus movement, he's going to be going places. Quite literally.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried he'll wind up outrunning the team a little bit, but movement 7 is just so strong, you can't pass that up.
Yeah. And it's definitely one of those things, you have to move up less of the pitch now, and then you just run it in. Or you have your GFI chance before, you normally would. And with slow teams, it's just like you can have that one really slow grind, but then you open up the hole and you just send them through.
You just keep forcing your way in, make an opening.
Yep. So, now we got strength injuries with plus strength and mighty blow, which is quite
ironic name.
I love it. And it's just, he's going to be a solid piece. I'm not exactly sure what you make, but I think I would go guard stand firm just because he already has the strength 4.
Yeah, all he really needs is mighty blow since he can't get claw.
Yep.
Maybe tackle.
And he has some more guard there. Then we get to our troll slayers that are really lacking, but I'm pretty sure that's because maybe one of them died.
Dragons only has 4 matches played.
So we got non-alcoholic beer. That is 1 point off away from probably pile on at this point, because you don't really need to pick up more tackle when you have longbeards at this moment.
Having a mobile tackle piece wouldn't be the worst, but I also don't want that piece to be my troll slayer.
Yeah. Well, I know troll slayers actually develop into it better after they have some of their kill skills. And with movement 5, it's just a bit unreliable.
With no piling on yet, I wouldn't hate taking piling on next with him.
Yeah, just pile on, then you take your tackle.
Yeah.
Then you take your whatever you want after that. And then Dragons just needs to get up to speed, get some mighty blow.
You have to start getting that level up.
Yeah. And then we got Carnival Rides, which is a Raj. And I love this runner because that's going to develop into a nice sacker that dwarves generally are just like, I'm going to grind you, but then this guy's going to pop the ball out of you too.
Yeah, he'll be interesting to watch what he gets next.
Hmm.
How Tim Nielsen uses him.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be tackle next, but I could definitely see another strip ball too.
I wouldn't hate getting tackled before a strip ball, just because there's a lot of sure hands so far in this division.
It's definitely true with all the bash. And then we got the Death Roller that's named you, and he has his guard. And this is definitely one of those things where it's like they kind of get guard quick. Whenever they roll their normals, they pick up guard.
Yeah, guard Death Roller. It's strong. He'll be gone after a drive unless he's got the home field advantage. Though that being said, he is down TV to most teams right now, I think, with the Death Roller.
That's because he's still missing his 2 extra players.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about that.
So, doing some quick math,
Yeah,
it's not very quick.
He's still around 100 down on a lot of teams.
So at 1750, he's about average with some of them. But if you're talking about the Neural teams, definitely they're a bit higher, just in general.
The Nurgle teams and one other team that we haven't looked at yet.
Yep. So, it's definitely going to be a nice Dwarf team, though. He does have the basics. There's more level ups to come up soon. And it's just going to get him that developed Longbeard thing. And when your developed Longbeards are just taking hits and doing their job, that's kind of when your positionals really shine. So then they can do your specialized task of hitting stuff. Really good. Yeah.
Yep. Be interested to see how he develops his team. Should be pretty good after his season.
Yeah, and we're just looking at the statistics for what we got. He was in the playoffs, so that's just to note. He has a record of 8-2-3, which is really solid. He has killed some people. He's only lost a couple, and just he does like winning. And
Yep.
It does cost him a few losses every now and then, but when you're being some aggressiveness, it sometimes really works out and will make you win a lot.
Yeah, 8-2-3 is a nice first season. Solid.
Yeah. So, going on to the next one, we got the Rebel Rage Quit at 1720.
This is Chorfs. Chorfs are
Yep.
doing Chorf things.
Now, I just want to point out, if you look on the team roster sheet, that minnow has some awkward nipple piercings. Just gonna point that out. You don't see where he is on the top left? He's like in the banner for me.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
That looks slightly painful. Okay.
Yeah. the devs knew what the Minotaur is supposed to do. But going from the top with his Chorfs, which are definitely in a nice order, unlike the things Dwarfs hate, that should probably switch it around. Still love you though, guys. Still love you at this point. You have time to change. But one thing to just note right off the bat is there's no doubles.
Yeah, no
No
claw
stats.
hurts.
So we do have lots of Mighty Blow though to compensate for that. Only 3 guard, which is a bit odd. I think Gone Gold needs to grab some more guard, but I know he's going to be trying to get people sent off in a second here. And probably kill stuff all at the same time.
I wouldn't hate going Mighty Blow with him next just to get that development going faster on him. But yeah, he does need more guard.
Yep. My only problem is he has 2 Mighty Blow already that are still just waiting to get their next skill. It's kind of like you kind of have to blitz with them. And then he has 2 Palmers, which I feel is a bit awkward, but he does his thing.
He has to make up for the lack of claw somehow.
Yep. He's definitely going for that I'ma kill you kind of deal. And he does it without claw pretty decently well. 2 Palmer's going to make him kind of really slow with movement, though. And trying to dedicate blitzes would be a bit hard, unless he's trying to go for one guy kind of stands up, marks another guy, then the other blitzes, piles on, and then the other blitzes, piles on. You pick up the other guy, move one.
He's going to have to be really tactical with his piling on, too, because not only are they slow Chorfs, they're also 2 of his 3 guard pieces.
Yeah. So, it's definitely playing the how do I feel today about guard or not guard. Which I think one should have gone pile on if you really wanted that killer, and then the other should have gone stand firm.
Yeah. Or even just holding off on piling on entirely until you have a claw player.
Mm-hmm. It definitely could have gone either way, but he wants to get that hurt in. And I mean, he has a knife in his mouth. He has the knife in his mouth. He obviously has to kill people. That's my favorite Chorfed, by the way.
Yeah, I love the mustache thing.
Yep. And then you can see he does what he does with fouling. He has 3 foulers. They do like getting sent off, I heard. And game plan is just hurt and foul. And then coming down to these bulls, we have a block mighty blow and a block, so they do some stuff. They're definitely not anywhere they need to be. And a break tackle here could be pretty much what he needs. And maybe somewhere having a sure hands.
Yeah, he needs more development on those bulls for 1720 TV. They're pretty lacking.
Yeah. But then we get to our thing where you gotta realize this is a 14-man roster with a Minotaur. So if he didn't have the Minotaur, this would be more of a 1500 team.
This is a rookie man.
Sorry, no. Yeah,
this is his very first game coming up.
Yeah, he bought it just to meme on people, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see the Torf Mino action and show how good he is and how he's totally not any garbage.
I can't wait to tell you all that he died.
Yeah. But, you know what? I say you go ahead and you have your fun, sir. We're going to be looking at the statistics.
This was a playoff team.
He did.
And they also had a solid 8-3-2.
Yeah. Solid 8-3-2 in Division 5F. So he definitely killed a lot of things with 6 there. Only lost a couple players. And just
6 goals.
He does his damage, as you can see. And the club is a referee rest area because he does like fouling a bit.
Yeah, with all those dirty players, that's the only choice.
Yeah, so I think his game plan was, at least in last season, he could out-remove anybody just with all that mighty blow. And the fouling was just going on and on. And he might try to do a repeat this season, except he's going to have to deal with claw teams that can deal with him, I feel.
Yeah, he needs some claw. If he can roll claw, this is going to be a very good team.
Yeah. The only problem is you got that doubles to roll.
Yeah, just got a, 1 in 6 chance to roll doubles. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah, not hard at all. And one thing I do want to thank him for is how he put his positionals. They're in a nice way to look at. And next up is going to be Le Grand Bleu. I don't even want to click on this team.
It's disgusting.
No. I'm sorry, guys.
Shield your eyes, viewers.
Shield them. We're going to look at the stat drops.
Not 2, but 3 Movement 9 players and an Agility 6.
And a Mighty Blow Dancer.
And 3 guard. 4 guard. He's got a tree.
Yeah, just... No. Just looking at this team, and I think he has a bench.
Yep. He's got 12 players. He'll have 11 for his first game because his wrestle lineman is missing next game.
Yeah, so this madman has gotten everything. And I know they bought Runs Like Wind off the market because that's from Crusader and his old Wood Elf team.
As if they needed any more help.
Yeah, just... You gotta realize, I think he rolled identical catchers.
Yeah.
Just plus movement, right in the middle of it. One thing that I think is going to bite him in the butt is that he doesn't have a bit of variety. Like, there's no sidestep on these guys. But with those 3 levels, it's like, you kind of did what you wanted. And
I think one of them will be getting sidestep next level. And the other one, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if you want them both to have sidestep or not.
Yeah, sidestep kind of just seems where they go. And then you're like, okay. One thing I think he's missing is just going to be that wrestle, strip ball, tackle, dauntless sacker you really want.
He might be developing a lineman to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hate.
The only thing I don't like about the linemen is just that they're kind of a bit slow to get their level on. Because you don't really want to feed them too many touchdowns because they're linemen and they're going to be what you're chucking in. And then he already has the rest of this guard. So maybe he kind of plays like a Bashy Elf, where he just takes his hits where he wants them and then make sure he doesn't base after that.
Yeah, with all that guard, I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I'm going to have to say is I don't think you can use the Apothecary aggressively.
No, with such a strong team, with such amazing positionals, you need to keep that to save your players.
Like, even a guard lineman I would probably waste it on if it's later in a half.
Yeah, early in the half, if a guard lineman takes a bad hit, I wouldn't do it. Maybe if it's a blodge guard guy.
Yeah, Blodge guard, he's a positional at this point.
Yeah.
But let's see what that wrestle has. Just a miss next game, so
Yeah, he's
coming
fine.
in, 12 healthy players. Well, if he can survive this next match in this division.
That's a hefty 1940 TV at max strength.
Yep. But 1940 against teams with how many tackle? Like, we only saw a few.
Yeah, the
Besides,
entire
like, dwarf
division is
teams.
lacking on tackle, and this team is very well equipped to exploit that.
Yep. We have a lot of BS machines. The one turn for days. And at this point, I think you use your, maybe your War Dancer as your one turn threat for leap. If you have the reroll by then.
Yeah, I don't hate
And he
that.
has sidestep. So it's one push, at least. And then you could easily probably get at least one more. And then if you get two more, he doesn't have to do a GFI.
Which
So,
GFIs are scary because of that leak bug where you do both GFI rolls.
mhm. Yeah. And then just, he does the leap. There's no GFI roll. And he only needs 3 pushes for that. And that's generally how many people like just need to get in GFI range of it. So it's a bit disgusting there.
Yeah, it's very strong.
So, just, ugh.
I expect them to do very well unless they have a horrible game and everything dies.
And then looking at statistics real quick, just to see how well having all this does. Um, going away from the Devastational, we have a record of 8-3-2, which seems pretty popular. And they came from Division 5C. So, it's definitely a solid record.
This team, I'm not sure if they've taken any retirements, but they have not had a single death yet.
Yeah, I could imagine that. Just when you don't die, you get your
Oh,
bench.
actually, they had one death in the Devastation, I believe, 2 deaths. But from the looks of things, they weren't very important players.
I mean, if you're coming back from like a death and a Devastational and you still have your bench, I think someone was just doing a job and clearing out some elves for you.
Yeah.
Could be why he has low money. Just buy a new one.
All the low money is probably from buying runs with wind. Or
That's
runs
true.
like wind.
Runs like when probably is why, because he did just buy him. So it's gonna be interesting. Seeing a club, he does not have an enhancement yet, and this is like team. This is where you start considering that Wizard Stadium. It can
Yeah,
be annoying to get zapped, but still, just giving yourself that Wizard compared to the Bash teams, you get to use it a bit better. The only thing is you're going to be risking some of your positionals, but you're fine losing one at least. You know?
Yeah. That's what Wood Elves do. You throw your pieces away and get the win.
Hmm. So, very nice team. And then we get another, it's more of a disgusting player team. He only has
Yeah.
one. We're going to look at the Eat, Pray, and Shove. Actually, it's just Eat, Pray, Shove. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Get it right.
And just, we have the nicest vampires. The Strength 6 one. This is the one that was in the Superstar Shootout that everyone was like, where did that come from?
Here he is.
There
He
he
is
is.
disgusting.
Strength 6. You don't stop him. This is one player I would literally just say you grab Sure Hands on and you move the ball up. Like, what
Yeah.
else do you put on this player? Like, obviously you could use some dodge and then just be even worse. You get dodge, then Sure Hands, and then... I don't
Blodge,
see a
Sure
way to stop
Hands.
this guy.
Or you build him into just a pillar, guard stand firm. He goes there and you can't move him.
Yeah, just... He's there. You're done. That's it. One thing I would like to see, though, is he can drop a lot of TV just by getting rid of Bank Bloat. And he does have a missing next game and a agility 2. You just replace those at this point.
Yeah, replace the agility too. Maybe keep him this next game and run with 14 players for one game, save a bit of money. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
but
they're
no,
40k,
you
so yeah. Just
you
replace
just-
them both.
Replace them both, and then you still have a little bit extra, I think. No.
No, that's
Maybe you have
perfect.
150. Yeah, so replace them both. If you don't like 15, then you still replace them both and then fire the last guy you hired. And you'll be at a nice 150, doing your thing. That, or you get a stadium enhancement, or just an upgrade in general.
I don't hate it. I don't know how much vampires need it. And Bribe Stadium is not bad, but with a vampire like that, you don't want him getting fouled either.
Yeah, so maybe not a bribe stadium. Mm-mm. What do
Ooh,
they want?
what if that Strength 6 vampire went Frenzy?
I don't think you could say no to him.
Yeah,
He's
you're getting surfed.
You get three died surfed with some assists or a assist. I mean, just he fights big guys without an assist.
Yeah, he is just disgusting.
He's gonna go up to that beast in Nurgle and say, "So what?" Uh, that's hilarious. He even dodges away without a problem. He's just like, eh,
Yeah, vampires are disgusting pieces with a couple stats.
yep. And then we have the little bit of problem here where the rest of them haven't fully developed yet, and that's where vampires start getting good. And he has not gotten a mighty blow yet, which I feel is lacking. Just you have that strength access after block. I feel like you need one mighty blow, tackle, pro. After that,
Yeah, I
there's
can
some good skill
understand why
ups.
he went tackle first because I was in his division and there was a lot of stunty teams that were in there. That
Yeah.
tackle is really nice. I went tackle first on a white,
Hmm.
but he needs that mighty blow of vampires.
Makes sense. But yeah, that tackle gets mighty blow next. You might have to feed him touchdowns, but thankfully they're all agility 4.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Yeah. And then you could also do passing, and he has a lot of options. It's just the only problem is he has to make sure not to bite people with it.
Yeah, just keep your hunger sated.
But with a lot of linemen, he hasn't gotten a double on it seems, so there's no guard here. We do have a kick, which I think a kick's okay on vampires. It may
Kick
not be the
is
best skill, but it's okay.
you have plenty of room for it. I don't see any reason not to take it here.
Yeah. One thing I would like to see is a block player instead of just all wrestle, but I understand why you would want the wrestle because you can still eat him off the floor and such.
He might just be fouling a lot, and
But
that
no
Russell
dirty
makes those
player.
fouls easy.
Yep.
Don't need a dirty player when you have three three plus fouls.
Yep. So I would still like to see a dirty player because that affects the injury itself, not just the armor. And then we'll have a very scary team.
Hmm.
Dirty player, a little bit more vampire development on the ones that are not strength 5. And this team's golden. It's getting to the point where it picks up 2 pros on the blodges, takes Mighty Blow on the block tackle, and he's set.
Yeah, this is a very good looking vampire team.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is one of those things where he does like variety, and that's what I like about it. Like you can see he went dodge, and then block, and then block, then dodge, then block, then tackle. He takes
Yeah,
a little bit of
everyone has their
everything,
own role.
and then he does like the spam with wrestle, but he does have a kick in there. So replace those thralls, and you'll be having a great time.
Yeah,
And he'll be at, I think, what is it? If he had 80k off, you add 40k on. So that's a 1630 team. That's solid for 1630. And then just a
yeah,
little bit more, he's going to be like a 1700 something. And he's going to have some solid stuff. And one thing he might want to do is if he gets too many developed thralls, he just recycles them.
yeah. I would recycle after third level if they don't roll guard.
And if he can get these guys probably to like level 4, all of them, he could pick up a last vampire and then kind of bench him until you want him. And then getting him developed would be a pain, but you can feed him all the touchdowns. And having 5 developed vampires would be ideal, I think, if you had 3 pro at least.
Yeah, five's about where I'd like to sit as vampires.
But just, this is his second season with him?
This is his first season with him.
Well, second, because
Oh
this
well,
is
yeah.
the,
This is yeah.
so
This is
after
the
one
one
season,
season.
just getting that done is a huge accomplishment. So I would like to say, get Shiggy with it. Good job.
Yeah, Shiggy's a great coach. I fully
Yeah.
expect him to do well in this division.
And then he even came out with an 8-1-4 record, which just is a testament to how good he was doing. And he
I
had 4
think.
kills, 2 deaths. Oh,
Yep.
sorry. No, that is actually all his matches. So 8-1-4
Yeah,
just from league play. He did do a fresh roll, and it worked out. So glad to see he's doing better from his Bretts.
yeah. Got to root for my boy from 5A.
So That's it for Division 4. Very long cover, but very, very fun looking div, I have to say. We got lots of bash, and then our one elf token, and they're probably just going to be elfing on everybody. That's going to be my early pick for who's going to win this.
Yeah, I'm thinking the elves are going to do really well too. With all this bash, a lot of people aren't going to be really looking at picking up tackle as much as a priority. They'll say, okay, I have one elf game, I'll sacrifice that. And suddenly everyone's sacrificing that elf game. That elf game's going to the top.
And then my second pick is probably going to be the Drakwell Day Laborers.
I don't hate that pick.
Yeah.
I think the humans are doing pretty well.
And I only say that because he has the BS machines in there.
Yeah.
And then just those Wood Elves they have all the dodge. And there may be a bunch of like Dwarf and Chorf teams, but it's still, there's a lot of other teams that have one tackle, two tackle at most, and it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go around you.
I think I'm looking at Grody Greens right now. I think maybe not second place, maybe third, but they're going to be up there definitely with such a disgusting beast. They just need a couple more levels, and that team is looking great.
It's definitely a good point there. The Nurgle can be a bit mean to those elves too, and that is definitely a good team. That's going to be my two picks for early on, though. And then I'm just going to have to say, I think Shiggy's going to have a fun season with all this Mighty Blow on his thralls. So he's probably going to have to be cycling like nobody's business.
We'll see a very high turnover rate there.
Yep. I think it will be, he actually gets really trimmed from this, I feel. And it's going to help out in the long run. Because he's probably going to lose probably 100 TV and just stay at like a solid 1,500 because of those vamps.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the more important things for Shiggy is going to be TV management.
Yeah.
Especially with all these high teams, you can get some nice inducements out of it.
Yeah. So, good teams coming up, I feel. This is going to be a fun div.
Yeah, one to watch for sure.
So, you want to take lead on what's going on in Division 5 here?
Well,
we do only have 11 teams out of 14, so.
Oh, we've forgotten one in Division 4.
Oh, no.
There's one team who hasn't accepted their ticket. Shame on you.
Oh, it's Testrail. No.
Yep, scholarly gentleman.
I would like to go over this one if you haven't joined. No, I'm just kidding. You can go ahead and talk about him.
First thing that's jumping out at me is a Strength 5 Dodge Chaos Warrior who's 5 SPP from getting tentacles.
That's block.
Maybe block first, yeah.
Yeah.
He needs tentacles, though.
Yeah, I had a very similar guy that was Mighty Blow and Dodge and plus Strength. And I was really sad that I didn't get block. So I could imagine that's what he's going to want to do. And then make that guy just your tentacles and your guard.
Yeah, Strength 5 tentacles is just, it's good, it's fun. Everyone hates you.
Yep. He does have some like very interesting picks on this team is what I remember from it.
Yeah, I don't like the tackle as a third skill on Levitt. I would have gone Mighty Blow there.
You're going to have to explain what he is.
He is a guard block tackle Chaos Warrior.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's just definitely a weird choice. He could have gone Mighty Blow. Could have gone Claw, or not Claw, but Sandfirm.
Yeah.
There were some other choices, but I think he just needed tackle at that point.
That's a possibility. Still, though, I think the Mighty Blow just serves him better in the long run. I don't know how many games it was he needed that tackle for.
Yeah.
After that, we have 2 more Chaos Warriors that are rookies. One's played about 7 or 8 matches, I think, and the other one is 1 game in. 1 SPP and 0 SPP. Okay. Hopefully, he can get them some block. Then we got 2 interesting goats. We got a Sure Hands, Extra Arms, plus Strength block goat. He's pretty damn nasty.
It's definitely a nice one just to have that stat on there.
Yeah, plus Strength carriers are always lovely. And a bit of an interesting choice, block guard plus armor goat.
You know, I saw that one and I was like, I don't hate it because you're going to take hits on him because he's block guard, right? Why not just use it?
Yeah, give him stand firm next and that's a pretty damn good piece.
Yeah, just he has the Chaos Warrior armor. And he's expendable comparatively.
Yeah. Following that, we have a Block Beastman, pretty standard, and Guard Claw.
Oh, I saw this guy, and he's just... I don't know where he went with it.
Yeah, he's a little bit mixed up where he wants to go. Give him Mighty Blow next, I think, before block, honestly. Just to use that claw effectively.
Yeah, you kind of have to fix him by making him more kill to get more block instead of just making him a armor 9, just stun it a bunch.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to say the least.
Following that, we have a Block Guard Beast and a Claw Juggernaut piling on Minotaur.
Yep, that's his killer right there. And he does have a magical power that I've talked about Superfed with. And it's apparently he is able to just click your ball carrier and just get to him and smack him in the face. Just like he will do those low chance plays. And it's not always like the optimal play, but sometimes it works out in his favor. And it's a very scary thing to do when a coach is just willing to do stuff like that.
A good Minotaur like that is scary, especially if they can just, don't care about your cage, walk on in.
Mm-hmm. So he does like throwing his stuff out and just getting touchy-feely.
If he's making plays like that, I don't mind getting him break tackle next if he doesn't roll a double. I like keeping this Minotaur around.
Yep, for sure. So,
looking over at his statistics, his last season he was in Div 3, 2, 3, and 8. So a bit of a rough time.
Did have a rough time, and I still think he can pull out some stuff. With his plays, it might not be the most normal, so people might not be ready just for things to happen that they're used to. Just a wild card there.
Yeah, you kind of go expect a certain style of play, throw a wrench in things. It's not worst.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's time that we move on to Division 5, though.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Yeah, so
11
out
teams.
of 14. You're going to have to tell us about those last ones, but starting off, we got Purple Saber with his nice pink orcs that are 1640.
Yeah, the rough and tumble gang coming from the minors, actually. He gave him a bit of a rest.
Yeah, so they do have the nice pink polka dots. The black orcs do have one pink pauldron entirely. He does want some orcs. And out of this just looking, it is a lot of special stuff in here. It's definitely not exactly what you expect. And I think no one really wanted to expect anything less than Purple Saber.
Yeah, this is
his one mid-league.
This is a fun team.
So we have one troll that's really not meant there to be a troll. He's more of a cannon. He likes throwing that goblin, I would imagine.
Yeah, a little runty.
Yep, and then we got a really nice black orc. Just he was the one that developed. You get that one, and they just go places.
Yeah, Teddy here has 7 MVPs.
7 MVPs. I'm pretty sure every one of us is just jealous of that. And 3 touchdowns, 5 Kaz. He is a monster.
I once had an orc with 7 MVPs, and he was my thrower. I cried a little. He's now on the market, by the way, if you want to pick him up, Warden Jameson. He's shit.
Yep. I mean, I guess if people want throwers. And then we have Peanut the Second, and he has a very unfortunate case of being right next to guard, but also minus movement. And it's one of those things I just don't feel like you can toss him.
At the same time, 3 movement hurts.
Yeah, for sure. He's not going back and marking things. He's just going to be out of the play.
I think once Buddy here levels up, I think you fire the minus move guy.
Yeah, I think when Buddy hits his second skill, and if Peanut the Second is still on block guard, or if he's even stuck at block, that's when you fire him. Because I just feel like you need that reliability. But he does have a hard choice ahead, and hopefully he makes the right one on that. Next, we get to some really different blitzers, I'd have to say.
I love these blitzers.
So, starting off, we have a diving catch and agility blitzer. And one thing that people forget about diving catches, it's a +1 to all accurate pass rolls to him. So he's technically agility 5 if you throw to him. So you mark him once, you're not safe. It's definitely a receiver. And with Jax, the other plus agility guy, and Blodge, he just kind of, oh yeah, I'm going to take that ball and I'm just going to throw it to him and he's off. It's definitely a different combo. Not exactly
These are
what you
green
expect.
elves.
These are some real green elves. And then we got a tackle, mighty blow, and guard. Your little
A little
nice
bit more
Trinity.
traditional.
Kind of backwards from what some people build, but it's still just any way you like it. It works. And it was
Yeah.
his early tackle. Then we have, I really like plus movement players, but this one's going to be a plus movement guard. I think I would have taken mighty blow, and then you make him your killer. But other than that,
I
or even sure hands, then toss
actually
a thrower.
like taking tackle on first level for a plus movement guy and having him be my sweeper for movement 7.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea, but it's a nice player, even though because
Yeah, Scoot is
he
pretty
needed
decent.
some guard, and that's gonna be his third guard because he's a bit lacking. So it does make sense. Sparky
Yeah,
the
I could
thrower,
definitely.
he is almost to his next skill with one more pass, and maybe he takes accurate, maybe he takes fend, maybe he gets recycled. Who knows?
Normally, on any other work team, I would take kickoff return next, but with 2 agility 4, 1 with diving catch, I'd go accurate.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely a interesting option when you have people you can actually throw to. Accurate is definitely a nice choice. And then if he rolls doubles, he can maybe take strong arm, but I hate strong arm on agility 3 pieces to start off with, because then you're really not using the bonus of it.
Yeah, but next level accurate and it's right there.
Mm-hmm. So maybe he gets dodge if he just rolls doubles, actually.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, you just kind of ignore it, and then you get your accurate, and then you're going to have a fun time, because then you can just throw stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the worst idea to have an orc thrower on this team, because of how it's working. And then we have a dirty player lineman, which I always like dirty players.
Yep, pretty standard for orcs.
Tackle lineman.
What's not very standard is, tackle lineman. I would have gone wrestle or block.
Yeah, I would have skipped on tackle and just went wrestle. And it's just nice to have one of them because it's just interesting. And,
Yeah. We got a rookie lineman here.
Rookie lineman, and then a
And,
goblin.
little runty.
Now, going to point out, this is actually a 1740 team, and it kind of feels heavy on players, but when you have the goblin, I think you should really fire like Spike or something. Kind of like one player too high, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd consider hiring Runty, especially since if you look at his Runty statistics, apparently it's not particularly useful. 17 matches, 1 MVP, no other SPP.
Yep, so if we're not using it, ban it, is what we're saying here.
Yeah, save that TV.
Yep, it's like cheese. He doesn't listen, and that's why he has a lot of TV on his team. But yeah, 40k could be saved, and then I think that would make this team a bit better because you're not even going to really be passing to him, and you're not really trying these one-turn plays as we see. Maybe he's just his cannonball, but I would like to just see him gone, and then this would be a 1700 team, and I could say this is a decent 1700 team with all the development on the blitzers. And it's definitely like just a different play style that I do like to see.
Yeah. One thing to note for his team, this is Purple Saber's old minors and college team, so it's been a while since he's touched these guys.
Yeah.
Back in Season 2 of the minors.
Which was how many seasons ago?
That was 2 seasons ago. I actually played against his team with my old orcs.
So you heard it here. This has been a while for him. Make sure not to mess it up too much. Next, we got Cogs of War 4 with O Revert. I have played the third rendition of this team that was in the Spin League, and he does like some dwarves. But, before I... Actually, Purple Saber is probably going to have some old statistics, but I'm still going to look at them. So we're going to
He
go
didn't
to
do too bad in
minors.
his last season.
He went 2-2-5, which is... you're definitely going to lose some and win some. It's an odd team, so I'm not sure if it's winning and losing depending on its strength and weakness of not being a normal orc team. And then
Yeah, most of his wins are fairly recent, so this might have just been him getting on his feet.
yep. So hopefully that works out. Now back to the dwarves with O Revert. So 1810 dwarves, and what are we looking at? We're looking at some interesting stuff here. So he decided that he didn't like Pile On apparently here, and we went Mighty Blow Tackle, which is interesting. I would have gone a Pile On somewhere in there, but he has his choice. And then we got a Mighty Blow Tackle Diving Tackle.
See, I would have said that, piling on's a fake skill, but diving tackle is a fake skill.
Yeah, Diving Tackle is a real fake skill, but people still like it, and I can understand why.
It's not a bad skill, but I don't like it on a Troll Slayer, and I might like it much less on an Armor 7 Troll Slayer.
Yeah. He's getting to that point where it's like, is he worth it? But if you play an AV7 team, more AV7 never hurts. If you're playing an AV9 team, more AV7 does feel bad.
Yeah. He has the cash to replace him, and I think he'd do.
Yeah, and it could lower his CV by how much?
By about 60k.
Or 70k.
70k.
So that would be a 1640, though he would be using a rookie Troll Slayer. It's the only problem.
It's not going to move the world. Use him for surfing more.
Yep. Though I would think he's probably going to keep this Diving Tackle one. Maybe just make him live life to the edge and do his thing.
Yeah, he loses his Apple rights.
Yeah. He lost Apple rights, but he'll be a hell of a fun piece to play with.
Yeah.
And I would actually make him one of those pieces that you kind of throw piling on. You definitely know he's going to die someday, but you just throw him everywhere. It's going to be fun.
Just pile on willy-nilly.
Yep. Then we got Anya Stroud with a guard Mighty Blow. Very normal. On a long
Standard.
This is where I take my time and I say, please organize players, and back to the scheduled program.
Scheduled programming isn't the Blodge plus movement
Yeah.
blitzer.
It's interesting.
It's a fun piece.
I don't know what you do with it, though.
You give him guard.
I guess so, yeah. Guard
Yeah,
could be
mobile
nice.
guard piece.
I just don't, what do you make him into? Besides just mobile guard and, like, you get guard stand firm. Maybe more Mighty Blow. Maybe more stats.
And more stats is always nice.
More stats is always nice. Then we get our two runners, and I would have to say this is kind of ideal. Except for, or I see the first one's ideal. You get your block, kickoff, return, dodge. It's pretty nice. He's 2 away from getting his next skill of maybe fend, or if he's lucky he rolls doubles to get sidestep, or if he's really lucky he gets agility, movement, or strength, and it goes from there.
Hope for the best on him. Either way, I think I'd go fend there, and that's a really nice piece.
Yep. And then we get to our other runner that decided he wanted to be passing. And you know what? It kind of worked, I guess. Let's see how many passes he has. So
He's got 4 successful passes.
He's got 4 passes, so he does use it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I think I would have taken leader if you really wanted a passing skill. But
Yeah. But, I mean, he can take accurate next, and then he throws as well as anyone else.
throw it to that plus movement blitzer.
Yeah. There it is. That's what we're doing. See, we're making a passer and receiver now.
Yeah. Those are
Interesting.
an agility team.
Now, it does actually open up some possibilities where sometimes you're just like, I'm going to use dwarves and pass with them. And that's what this is.
What I'm seeing here is maybe is punting the ball.
Ooh, punching the ball is actually a really good shout out here because just that extra reroll to try to get the inaccurate can be a lifesaver when trying to run it out instead of having to reroll. And then I would have to say this is some ideal Longbeards right here.
Yeah, but this is about what you want.
Yep. He does the guard spam first, and guard spam first doesn't level him up quickly. But you're going to be doing well in your division.
Yeah, you will dominate the early game with all that guard.
Yep. And then the Mighty Blow stand firm, that's ideal for me. I would have to say those 3 skills in that order. It's probably the way I would go most of the time. And then make one Mighty Blow first. So
I don't hate keeping the Armor 8 Longbeard around. I would consider replacing him, but maybe after you've leveled up that rookie blitzer or replace that Armor 7 Troll Slayer.
Honestly, I would let him just live until he dies. You don't apple him. But he is a fun piece. Like, he does his job. Armor 8 isn't the end of the world, is what a lot of coaches sometimes realize. You're just easier to remove, but it's not always the worst thing in the world.
If he didn't have that Armor 7 over rookie, then I don't mind keeping him around right now.
Yep. So he can be doing pretty well, I feel, this season. And then we have the Coltrane baby and he's just a normal death roller at this point. It's kind of weird to see. But this is a dwarf team I feel like that doesn't need it.
It doesn't really need it. This is actually this Death Roller is a recent hire. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I love the name, but
Yeah.
I don't think he needs it.
Yep, definitely a nice name. And he has the Magic Dome, so he's not getting the Bribe Stadium. I
really
hate
don't
to
like
say
it
it,
now.
but just toss him.
Yeah, that's not what you need right now.
And you still have 100k, so you're not even doing bad on money after that point. And
Drop the Death Roller, it brings it down to what, 1670, 1660? Or no, 1650.
yeah, 1650. That's a really good 1650 team for a 12-man roster.
Yeah.
I would buy that for $1. And then Rookie Blitzer, out of his spot, but it's kind of one of those things where you get them and you kind of have to try to get a level. You don't really try hard besides bashing things with them.
Yeah, this Blitzer's also only got 2 games played, so.
Yep. So, going to statistics, he came from Division A, which I'm guessing that's minors?
Yeah, this is a minors team.
Okay. So it's definitely nice to see some minors team coming up finally. And this is a 3-2-4. It's actually very nice and solid. Even with having one more loss than a win, it's uneven number, so it's not like he could balance it out. And that means he's kind of doing middle of the road. And I feel like with how the team is looking right now, he could definitely improve from it.
Yeah, I'm expecting pretty good things from Revert here.
And then he did get 7 kills. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can do. Then Nightmare on Elf Street. I'm going to let you kind of take a look at this and tell me about it.
These are elves. These are elves with 2 agility 5 pieces.
Yep. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of backstory. They used to have a lineman that had agility double niggle. He
Well,
eventually
just
got
keep 'em
fired.
around.
He got kept around for a while, but this is definitely a Dark Elf coach that really liked to prioritize block on a lot of pieces. And it did him well for a while. He has some interesting level ups on players, and I kind of like some. Some are kind of weird, but he makes some things work. It's a very elf team, to be sure, though.
Just jumping a bit ahead of what we normally look at. I really like that Witch Elf at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Just
Juggernaut Strip Ball.
Juggernaut Strip Ball. It's one of those things where it's like, Juggernaut sucks as a first skill, though. Even with your surfing, you have to dedicate the blitz to it. And then it's your double skill. And they're not useful immediately, but getting Strip Ball after that, and then they get Leap after that. Whew.
Yeah. Juggernauts is an investment.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it, and it's a very strong investment for Dark Elves.
Yep. Now, I would even consider just grabbing Wrestle on this piece after getting Leap, because you want something to kind of protect yourself, and then it's also, what if it's a block carrier with Sure Hands? You can just, instead of Juggernauting it, you just wrestle it.
Yeah. Makes it much less safe. Have to really be careful about that.
Yeah. So it's definitely an awesome piece. And then we can go back up to where we were going. Kick block is definitely what you want. It has what you need. Lodge Blitzer, it's your average thing. It does its thing.
Pretty standard. What's not standard is that agility 5 leap.
Honestly, I like every skill up he took on this guy. Like agility 5 straight to leap. I like it dodge first generally, but I can understand some leap because leaping is just really nice to getting in that cage and it opens up your extra opportunities. Then taking dodge just makes the agility 5 even better. And then tackle makes him now even able to take out some dodge carriers on one day for a 5+. It just opens up tons of options. And then skink carriers beware. This guy will just shred you.
Yeah. I like going dodge first just to keep them safe and make sure they actually survive long enough to get leap. Mm-hmm. But yeah, going leap first on a team like this, I don't hate it.
Yep. Then next we get someone who's almost identical just without leap. And at this point, do you just say I want more leap? Or I think you kind of either back off at this point or you keep going on it because he's going to end up with 3 leap pieces after this if it goes all the plan.
I don't see an issue with that. He's got 3 leap pieces who are very good at leaping.
Yep. I think one thing he needs is a guard player that could leap. But it's just like saying roll doubles on your blitzer.
Yeah, just got to roll doubles. It's easy.
So if he could do that though, and you leap in some guard, and then you leap in someone else to just take advantage of it, it's going to be huge. So it's definitely going to be one of those things. Ooh, this could go really well.
He gets doubles on one of his agility 5 guys. He grabs guards.
Yep, just guard, you win the game.
Yeah.
Like, even though, sure, you could be getting Mighty Blow, this guy obviously does choose just different skill ups. So, like, he got Juggernaut on his Witch, which wasn't Mighty Blow, but it's definitely going to do him some good stuff. So I could definitely see him taking some guard on blitzers instead of Mighty Blow and have a good time.
If one of his other blitzers rolls Mighty Blow, I would go, or rolls doubles, I go with Mighty Blow, but agility 5 ones specifically, I take
Yeah.
guard.
Exactly. And then, one thing that this coach does bother me with is he does like mixing up where these guys are. And then, is that Witch Elf just missing next game?
Yeah, it's just an MNG.
Okay. So, just an M&G Witch Elf. Nothing out of the ordinary. It needs a pass and then it's good. Venom.
Venom is a niggling injury.
Okay, Niggle. He's basically line fodder. You gotta keep him.
Toss
With
one
block,
line.
it's actually, I think, a bit safer to keep him than tossing and getting a loner.
Yeah.
And then you even get to dodge with him, so it's nice. So he does have nice 3 line fodder pieces out of here. With that Niggle and then 2 linemen. It's very nice. Then a Blodge Step Tackle Blitzer. Very
Yeah,
nice.
pretty standard.
Yeah. It's kind of what you just get when you don't have any doubles
Yeah.
or stats. And then just Reverse Flash. He's so weird,
I like
but
him.
he's good. He does his dump off well. He has dodge, which kind of makes dump off a little bit less useful, but it keeps him alive longer or moving around. And then leader. One thing I would like to see on him is pass and accurate, or sure hands and accurate, or pass. Just one of
I
those.
think
three.
depending on how much he's using dump off, I would take pass. If he's not really using it as much, yeah, sure hands. There's a lot of strip ball around.
Now I'm going to sound a bit weird, but I like how he has 3 rerolls with this and getting 4 off the leader.
Yeah, this is what I like to sit out with Dark Elves.
Yep, because it's more just because he's going to be throwing in a lot of leap now. And when you're leaping into places, you just need that extra reroll. Especially if you're doing the double leap setup.
And eventually the triple leap setup.
Yep. So, it's definitely going to be scary, spooky stuff. And looking at statistics, he did have fun in the Devastational. And he did go 3-3-7. But he did take some big wins. And nice draws. So, this team...
some of his wins are very high-scoring games.
Yeah. Just, he goes all out on elfing, is what I know.
Yeah.
And it seems like a fun person to play. And he does come season to season and has some fun time. So I'm really going to be excited to see what this Dark Elf team does to people. And have fun with that. Next is going to be, it's always Shady and, gosh dang it, it's on the other line. It's always Shady in Sylvania. Sylvania? Okay. Because of the implication is his little thing there. And our name is Legion. And
Legion's a very good coach. Yeah, he's one of the guys I played a lot in the Rookie League.
So, we're just going to take a look at these Flesh Golems. Nothing to see here. Paying the taxes I see. Frank Reynolds is not a second. And if he does the seconding, how many games has he had? 19 matches with 2 Kaz.
Yeah, that's a shame. He needs to feed him a touchdown.
Yeah, just... You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But here's where we get some nice stuff. And Golden God not doing his job. And then we got Ronald McDonald. Or McDonald. And
what I see in Ronald is a missed opportunity for a Palm Wolf.
Yep.
I'm kind of disappointed.
I see scared for getting fouled right there, basically.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a big, I feel like it's a mistake, but he does have dodge, so he is a bit more likely to stay alive, but big missed opportunity just to go down. I know Juggernaut's really nice for Frenzy and just surfing, but ugh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's possible he leans more on surfs than kill.
And then I feel like he kind of needs some tackle on him still. So if he gets a third double and he still doesn't take Pylon, I'm going to be sad. But if he
Yeah,
takes
we're not
tackle, I'll be
worried.
less sad.
Yeah, tackle on him, that'll basically be him done.
Yeah.
I don't expect many wolves to live to legend anymore. So
Yeah. We've had our fun with him.
yeah,
And agility 2 white, it's obviously a keeper, especially with a Mighty Blow tackle and guard. He is
yeah,
doing
he's
what
just
he
too good to
needs.
keep.
And this is a coach that I see is just, he really doesn't like Pylon. He really
Yeah.
does not like it.
That's fair.
And having a second one that's Mighty Blow guard at movement 5, not a deal breaker at all. And then having a guard zombie, very nice. And he's almost
guard
close to getting
zombies.
block, and then he's done.
I would almost consider feeding him a touchdown after you level up that flesh column.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to be feeding a zombie a touchdown, I think you can get the other one some love too.
Mm.
So one thing I would have to say is this coach is probably going to have to throw more blocks with his flesh golems instead of just letting them get punched all the time. And when you throw some blocks, they're going to get some SPP eventually. And then also just loving them enough to get them the touchdown and kind of using the zombies as line fodder around. And then at the bottom here, we do have 2 ghouls, and he does have a nice sure hands carrier one, and then a normal one, which I'm assuming he's going to develop into a sacker.
Yeah, go wrestle tackle.
Yeah,
Solid piece.
just it does his job.
Assuming it lives that long.
And for 1440 at the moment, more of a 1570 team, it's really efficient. But missing the
Yeah.
Palm Wolf makes us sad. Don't
It's
do
a
that.
it's a lean team, but it's lean because it's got SPP on the wrong players. It needs that golem SPP.
Yeah, some Gull on SPP, and we just even with 2 skills, that's kind of where they're done at, and you can be fine with.
Yeah. Even one skill I'm okay with. Just having block on him is huge.
Yep, just having blocks so they can stay up longer and absorb more hits, like I know coaches love doing with them. But that's how they die.
Yeah.
That's how they die. So, going to our next one. Oh, sorry, not into the next one. Going to our statistics page.
He had a very good season with these guys. He went 8-0-1, went into the minors playoffs, and made it to the semifinals before losing.
Yep. So, that's definitely just very nice. And then he did have some matchmaking apparently, and did decent in that too.
Yeah.
He had his 8 matches. So, pretty nice record. Then minors, he blew it out of the water, and then had a nice semifinal match.
Yeah,
So-
phenomenal team. Phenomenal record.
Very nice. Yeah, I could actually see him doing pretty well with that. Just hopefully he gets
he's-
those flesh golems some levels, and then you'll love him more.
Yeah, give him some loving.
Okay, now we got Corn's Glory with 10 coin. So, Glory of Corn is his little motto. And he
There is a
really
lot of
does-
Mighty Blow.
I think I was, I talked 10 coin once. No, I'm sorry, that was a different one. Different coach. But, I do know the philosophy with this is, if you have a lot of kill with Chaos, no one wants to mess with you. And he really has avoided the block for so long. And then, he has 260k in the bank. I think he does his job of, you know what? This is for Corn. Corn wants me to kill people. And if that's your gimmick and you want to stick to it, I say go ahead.
Yeah. Still 1750 with no block. That's one of the first for
He
me.
does have 1100 in TV bloat for bank.
Yeah. So yeah, like 1600 still.
Yeah, but still, he has rocked it with no block so far, and it's been crazy.
People will be quivering. They might win the game, but how much are they going to lose for it?
Yep. So, he has 9 Mighty Blow, if I'm counting this right. And that's one more than Havoc has, so he's doing something there. And
Yeah.
then 4, or 5, sorry, I'm having trouble counting. 5 Mighty Blow Claw pieces. And then 1 with Mighty Blow Claw and Tackle. And then 2 Tackle, 3 Guard overall. Or 3 Tackle overall, 3 Guard overall. It does its thing. It does its thing well.
It's a shame that Chaos Warrior got niggled, but it's not that big a deal. He's got armor 9.
He's got armor 9. You're going to be punching with him anyway. They die.
Yeah. He dies.
So he does have Magic Dome because he's crazy. He doesn't want that sweltering heat. And we're going to look at how they did. They did play in the Devastational and had lots of draws.
Yeah.
Which means
His team is why I don't play with Devastational.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I would have some fun time with it. And just, especially if you like you're an elf or they're like just trying to get pals and stuff, it's just,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen unless it's that tackle one. But 6, 2, and 5 in normal 5C season. So for 5Cs,
That's about middle of the road.
fresh, that's middle of the road. He's winning more, but it's definitely just an interesting team to see do this well. I feel like he was getting the removal game early on, especially
Yeah.
with all that quick claw because he was spamming lots of mighty blow. But the only thing I can see that's frustrating the coach if he plays this is all the 1 and 9s that Chaos are infamous for at the beginning, just never going away. But I
Yeah,
guess you
some
get used to it.
blocking here would have been nice, but he wants to kill, and
Yeah.
kill he does.
No, just the last thing I want to point out on his roster, no pylon.
Don't need it. You have claw and mighty blow on everyone. If one person doesn't do it, the other will.
Yeah, it's fair. And then the last thing I want to see is a dirty player.
Why take dirty player when you can take claw and mighty blow?
Because, I mean, what if it doesn't work the first time?
If they get up and you hit him again, just keep hitting.
That's true. That's how you get more SPP.
Yep.
See, I'm
Dirty
just
player
playing
doesn't get
dumb.
SPP.
But Bristford, come on, get that pylon. You don't need more tackle.
Or blocks the skill. It's okay. I've heard.
Nah, it's pretty bad, man. It's like pass
Maybe
blocking.
get him
useless.
wrestle.
Yeah. But
All right.
maybe he gets Juggernaut. Who knows? It's a killy team, and it's definitely doing its killy.
Yeah.
Now we get Basunda with
Yeah.
the
More serious team.
Canta. Can you say this one? Because I'm gonna have trouble.
Cantankerous Cretaceans.
Okay,
Cretaceans.
Cretaceans. Ooh, damn kids, get off my supercontinent. I like it. This is gonna be a 10-man Lizardman team, which is just means you're gonna have an extra skink.
Yeah, Lumber Skink.
Yep. We
No
have
big deal.
two 15 out of 16 players. One is going to be the Crocs with his guard. Maybe he rolls some block and then you love him, or maybe he just
Yeah,
gets
block
starting
support.
form and you still like him. And
Yeah,
then,
he's sprayed out of the way.
yep, Angry Ankylosaurus, one away. I would actually consider getting him guard because he only has 2 so far and one's only on the Crocs.
Yeah, I'm leaning guard on him as well.
Yeah.
Or
And I only say that because he has these 2 Mighty Blow ones, and they both got block and one has tackle.
3 even. There's another one down there with break
Oh.
tackle is only 6
I missed
SPP
it.
away.
Yeah. So, this is a very heavily developed Saurus team.
Which
You
is
can
exactly
see-
what you want.
It's exactly what you want, and I like the blodge break tackle. It's very mobile. I would say tackle on him next would probably be best, or wrestle, or not wrestle. I'm sorry, frenzy, because then you just go around and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna break tackle out and then surf that guy, or
Yeah.
you surf that guy, break tackle out, and run away. So it has its uses, and I could definitely see that being your frenzier and just going around. But it's one of those things that Lizardmen kind of usually lack in. You get your block guard, or you get your tackle pieces, or you get your break tackle pieces. You kind of have to pick, but this coach has it all.
Yeah, he's got a lot of source development, and I mean, there's not much more to say than that. This is a beautiful source team.
Yep, just a little bit more sprinkle around, and like just literally those first 2 players just getting 1 SVP, and this team would be just devastating, I feel. And then we're going to get down to the Skinks, which are probably the weakest part of the league, but still not too bad. He has a sidestep diving tackle that a lot of Lizard coaches like because you throw them on people that are blodgers, or even just their dodge players that want to get in your ball area, and they're just like, no. And then you have your fresh skink, that's your fodder, but he's probably going to have to start getting some touchdowns to try to get block soon on one of these guys.
Yeah, he needs a block skink.
Or even a sure hands.
Agility.
Yeah. And then he has the one-turner skink that does have a niggle, so one thing
He's got a niggle, but
yeah,
he was living on borrowed time anyway, having plus movement.
he does his thing. One thing he's really going to want is some sidestep and a bench, so probably the next 120k he gets literally just goes into buying 2 skinks. Because I would rather have a roster of 12, especially when you have the one turner that's really, really fragile at this point. But really nice team.
Yeah, this is a team I'm going to be watching a lot.
He doesn't like the rocks, and he does have the York cheerleaders like a real man. And we're just going to look away from the Devastational, in which he didn't have a fun time there, apparently.
He did have a very fun time at 5C, though. 8-2-3.
8-2-3. He got some 4 kills, took 4 deaths, which probably was skinks with how it looks. Which is fine.
Who cares? It's skinks.
Yeah.
Don't tackle your skinks. Garber will yell at you.
Yep. Just, it was definitely a nice team to see come through. I could imagine this team coming out through again and having a good record with what he has. I'm guessing during the Devastational matches, he probably was playing very conservatively.
I can see him in the Devastational just focused on getting Source SPP more than anything else.
Yeah. And looking at what he got, it was Goblins first into probably, I think, the Chorfs. I don't know. I'm pretty convinced that we had some fun times. Yep, he got Chorfs. So Goblins, Chorfs. He got Necro, which they came out from the playoffs after that. And then he got Chorfs
and more
again.
Chorfs.
So I could see why he, took it safe.
Yeah.
And one thing that I like is that there's only one double on a Saurus here. Like, I know some coaches were saying that they like a lot of doubles on Saurus just to get dodge, dodge, dodge. But it really doesn't matter when you're not getting the other needed skills. Like, this is where he's getting his break tackle, and then he's got his other nice skills that are just keeping him from going under. And then the Mighty Blow really shows that it's developing players faster.
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan on getting a lot of doubles just because it adds a lot of bloat, and Blizzards don't do as well on high TV just because of all that claw.
Yep. But I just have to say, this is a 1580 team.
Yeah, this is beautiful for 1580.
And the fan factor could be a reason where it's a bit low. Rolling more snakes and stuff, and then the Devastational. It really did lower it, but it came out better.
Yeah, I'm okay with that if I'm Busanda.
Yeah. Basunda is definitely going to have a fun time. Just, whew. Those Saurus are to die for, you know?
Yeah, just stay away from claw teams early on.
Exactly. So, moving on here. We got Necromantic with the high fivers with Kellogg's, or also known as Uber the Noober. So.
And we had one team with kind of lacking golems, but good everything else. This team, we got pretty damn good golems.
Oh my goodness. Good golems, good
guys.
whites, both Mighty Blow werewolves, one with pile
one with
on.
agility 4 piling on.
Oh.
It's pretty disgusting.
And the only thing it's missing is tackle. But the other one has tackle, so you just...
Yeah, one with has tackle, it's fine.
What is this missing? Oh, zombie doubles. And there's 2
kick no
zombies.
Guard zombie. I'm okay with 2 kick zombies.
Oh, one's a dirty player and the other one isn't. So
yeah.
He's probably planning on sacking the dirty player kick.
Yep, that's fair.
Which makes sense.
Save that TV.
And he does the one ghoul setup, which definitely is nice so you can have more zombies just to field. And then has played the TV game really well at 1700 here.
This is a very scary 1700 team.
Like, 4 guard, you have the Claw Palm, you have normal Mighty Blow, and then you have a tackle Mighty Blow. The only thing he's missing is more tackle, and just some extra skills on players. Like, he could... Like, even those golems with block and dodge, they get an extra level, and you just have to take Mighty Blow if it's not doubles, and then if it is doubles, they get dodge, and then... Oh...
Even Mighty Blow, these are very good golems.
Yeah, just... He's doing something right. I want to whatever he's doing.
Hey, give me whatever we're feeding him.
Mm-hmm.
I need better golems.
So, we're going to be
Whites are a little bit lacking, but I think he might want his whites to be a little bit more disposable. Keep his wolves protected.
Yep. Now, With the whites being as they are, they did take guard first, which is a slow skill to take because you have to assist other people. But I feel like it's the right choice, especially when you get those killer werewolves.
Yeah, with both wolves having mighty blow, those whites can take those support roles.
I would honestly start giving him stand firm because then they're
I don't
just
think
acting as mini
Sanford
golems, and mini golems are pretty good.
mini golems who can actually move around.
hmm And then stand firm also will synergize with his uh, frenzy because then you can just direct him in that if it's a chain push and just hold him in place. It's a very
Yeah,
nice skill to use.
I can also help setting up a foul if you're chain pushing someone like that.
hmm Also, the last thing about it is that you probably don't want to do this, but if you have to stop a one turn, you would have 3 stand firm.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And that's huge because then it's like elves really can't do much unless they're that Juggernaut Witch. And then
And
still
even then,
you
that's
need
only 2
more.
pushes.
hmm So, this is the team. Like, I would say this is almost ideal Necro.
I'm putting high fivers near the top of my list for this division.
hmm So, looking at the club, he doesn't like throw rocks. I wonder why. And then let's look at that record. He did pretty well in Devastational, only playing 2 games.
2 games, 2 wins.
And then going 7-3-3 in his first one in 5B.
That's a pretty damn good start for Necro.
And he did have 4 Greenhorn games, in which he did okay. But yeah, 7-3-3. I imagine that's where kind of some of the wins were early on, and then he had a couple losses and draws, and then he really started picking up when the Wolves developed. And that has made him a monster.
For just one season, those are some very good wolves.
Yep. So, high hopes for this team. This is like the Necro that you're scared of, and you're like, why is it there? Now we got Spigosaurus with Organized Crime. And, you want to talk
These
about
are
this?
ogres.
Yeah, they're only ogres.
Yeah, 6 ogres. He actually he started his team in the Greenhorn Cup. 0 rerolls, 6 ogres. And he did not buy a single Snotling during the regular season. And this is the result.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get any doubles. And well, besides strength,
No.
but you can't say no to strength.
Yeah, no.
The only
Strength
thing I have
ogre
to
is
say
beautiful.
is it's actually getting time to where you pick up all your Snotlings.
Yep, I believe he said when he chose to take his team into Rel 5 that he's going to be buying Snotlings up to, I think just spending all his cash on Snotlings, so 8 new Snotlings.
Yeah. Just 8 new Snotlings. That's... I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the number, but that's a lot. That's 14 players, and you want 14 players.
Yeah,
I would
14
say
players
you
is
could just
about
do
where
it
you want
now.
to be with ogres.
Yep, you just boom, 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 and then you actually have a bench to keep you going.
Yeah.
And now with...
That'll put him at 1650 TV too. This is a good 1650 ogre team.
Yep.
You want some doubles, but...
Yep. And a strength 6 break tackle. Just, you gotta think that one through. He just goes into cages when he wants.
Yeah,
and then
he does not
breaks
care.
you. The only problem is he has no way to deal with any dodge, any block or blodge carriers. There's no way to do with it. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to hope I don't roll 1 and 9, and that's the big trouble with stunty teams in general. It's just if you don't roll a double, yeah, you're gonna have trouble.
Yeah, but that being said, how are you going to deal with a strength 6 player just sitting in the middle of your team with a bunch of ogre dudes supporting him, probably with guard?
Yeah.
It's rough.
It is rough getting smacked around. And then the last thing to point out is this is 1,500 without the Snotlings. And if you add 160 in value, this is a 1,660 team.
Yeah.
So it's
They're
definitely going
just
to be higher.
pure ogre.
Yep, it's just pure ogre. And then there's nothing on the Snotlings. So he didn't even get the chance to try to get a agility Snotling. Or an agility 5 if you're Yob.
Love Yob.
Yob's great. But for fan factor. Definitely keep room there.
Yeah, don't have too many wins, don't have too much fan factor.
Yep. So looking at what he did play 1 devastational game and lost it. But 3-1 and 9, it's not bad for ogres. The only thing that surprises me is there was 1 kill inflicted and 1 death sustained.
Only one kill is kind of a shame, but it's ogres. They don't like to cooperate all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when you're starting with 6 ogres, no rerolls, you're going to have a lot of boneheads.
Yeah. But he does have the 4 rerolls now. He does have the 6 ogres still. I think one died.
Yeah, I think so. Skinny Pete. I think he's
he's
replacement 3 in.
3 matches, no Kaz, though, feels bad.
Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah. But spending some money on those Snotlings, you finally get your bench. This is definitely nice because then you also get to throw them. And they don't just fail all the time.
Snotling projectiles are hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next we're going to be going up to Rebellious Scions. Or Scions, because I can't read.
Yep, a Velociraptor. Coaching a pretty good team here.
Yep. So, I do believe this one did move up, though. Because he was talking about trying to move up a team. And he wasn't
this is a college team.
Yeah. So, college moving up. He has Protests with Mighty Blow, Dodge, Tackle. I think I would take Tackle Dodge, but it's gotten him where he needed to go.
Dodge keeps him safe. Keep that Mighty Blow secure.
And then we got Cuss the Tot with his Dodge Tackle. Always solid. Then we got a Blodge Strength 4. Just, you can't go wrong with this.
Yeah, you're happy.
One guy who's new. Oh well. That's just
one
throw
match,
a few passes, or he gets a lucky MVP. You have fun. And the Witch is really nice. Agility 5, Wrestle. I think this is where you take Strip Ball next, and then you take Leap.
I think in this division you might go Tackle first. There's a lot of sure hands spread around. And also a lot of dodge.
Let me think about it. Orc, Dwarf.
Our next 2 teams are Humans and Amazons. It's a lot of dodge.
The Necromantic didn't have it, the Lizardman didn't have it, the Chaos didn't have it. I think the other Necromantic did have it. Dark Elves don't. Dwarves do and Orcs do. So it's been pretty actually good for Strip Ball. It's about halfway useful.
I'm not talking about for stripping the ball, but I'm just talking about for hitting things. There's dodge on at least 2 dodge, I think, on every team.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Dodge Diving Tackle is an interesting skill up on alignment. I would have liked Blodge first, or you make it Sidestep and then Diving Tackle.
Yeah. Diving Tackle's nice to have. Maybe not a second skill in alignment, but dog agrees.
Yeah. So it'll still be pretty nice overall. Then we got a Wrestle. Always like a good old Wrestle. Then we have 2 kick pieces, and I believe he did just have this one get MNG.
Fire for minus strength 1, keep him his next game 1.
That's a niggle. So a niggle and a minus strength. You just fire the minus strength and you keep the niggle. The niggle isn't too bad.
Keep the niggle until your next lineman level. He gets kick. Bye-bye niggle.
Though I do think he's probably going to just keep the kick for 1 game, and I don't think that's a great choice, but people like kick. It's a good skill, but it's not that good, I feel.
It's a strength 2 lineman. It's just not worth having kick. You can deal with not having kick for 1 game. Mm-hmm. And strength 2 is just so hard to deal with on Dark Elves.
And then this is a roster of 12, so dropping him is still 11. He'll have 1 loaner for next game, but oh well.
Yeah. He'll live.
Yep. And then he's probably going to be saving up by another lineman, and you're in a nice spot.
I don't know if he needs another lineman. 12 players. I mean, you replace that minus strength guy.
Well, you can't replace him with the money he has right now. So it'll be 11 if you tossed him.
Yeah, you fire him, and that's where the loaner comes from.
Yep. And then looking at statistics coming up from college.
He had a pretty good season.
So did pretty nice. Did postseason punch up, and 6 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses is very solid.
Yeah, made his way into quarterfinals. Yeah, quarterfinals of college. Or
yeah,
no, I don't know, round of 16.
Yeah,
but
that's still nothing to scoff at. He did pretty good, and I hope he's gonna have a fun time here in the main league. 0 kills, but 3 deaths sustained, though. Interesting.
Yeah. It
kind of makes sense.
You're not expecting to get killed, you're expecting to kill. Yeah. Or you're not expecting to kill, you're expecting to get killed.
Yeah. Now we got the Fly Boys. And I'm not
Humans.
exactly sure where they came from, so I'm going to be looking that up in a second here. Oh, it was in the semifinals of college, I think.
Ooh,
So
yeah, these guys did really well.
these guys did
Fuck
very
them, right?
well. I think I did see the end of one of their matches, which was probably where they got knocked out. But
Hmm.
he has Power, which is very nice ogre for only normals. He's getting to that point where he's kind of out of good choices past this.
Yeah, I'd be considering cycling him on the next level if it's not
Yeah.
block.
And then he has some nice blitzers with just a Mighty Blow guard, a Blodge, and a guard. Lacking some other, like, just killer in general. That's
Yeah,
his
those blitzers
main
are very
downfall.
underdeveloped.
Like, they
That's
have,
where you want a lot of
yep,
SPP.
like, they took nice skills, but they don't have, the extra that they need to be great. So the Dodge needs some guard, and then the Mighty Blow needs some tackle, and he needs more guard in general,
Yeah.
maybe more Mighty Blow.
These blitzers are what you want on a 1200, 1300 human team.
Yep. And then we get to the thrower. The thrower really isn't anything that special here.
Yeah, one block thrower, one dodge thrower. Not bad.
Yep. I don't really like having two, but I know some people just think, hey, they're only 70 more than a lineman.
Yeah, you take that extra, you get free pass, free sure hands, and if you have to use them as line fodder, you do it.
Yep. One thing I would consider is you can try to get this first thrower with block, 2 passes, level him up, and then after that point, if he doesn't get doubles, just kind of cycle him.
Yeah.
Or you make
That
him
down thrower's
tackle,
pretty
and then
nice.
he's kind of like a extra lineman that's special, which could be
Yeah,
interesting.
backup carrier.
And then dodge thrower, he's definitely going to be the ball carrier, I would imagine, after this.
Yeah. Focus some development on him, get him block.
Hmm. And then we got a good catcher. He's
Yeah.
good to be thrown to. This is one of those cases where diving catch is really nice because they're agility 3. And that just makes
Yeah.
him even more reliable to be thrown to.
Catch on a 2+. I don't
Yeah.
like taking sprint as his most recent level up. I think sidestep would have served him a bit better.
Yeah,
Help him
sidestep
long-term.
or sure feet if he's wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Because I always prefer now sure feet before sprint because just rolling 3 2+s is scary, and you could just be rolling 2 2+s with reroll, and
Yeah.
that's going to be making you move more because you're just using that extra movement that you have.
And sure feet is just much more useful outside of one turning than sprint is.
Yeah. And then we got some couple lineman level ups, just block. I don't hate this honestly because
Yeah.
it's not too bad, but he needs a dirty player.
The linemen themselves are nothing special. What sticks out to me is the amount of linemen he has. I would consider firing 2, drop down to 1480 TV, and this is a pretty good 1480 team.
I don't know. I think you need just dropping 1 is about enough.
Needs to
Then
be
you're
careful of how.
15-30.
Needs to be careful of his TV though, with such little development on his blitzers.
Yep. Now, do you think this is a team that we could play some griff ball on?
I think so. I think if he
Yes.
drops a bit of TV, depending on his early matchups, we could see some griff ball here.
Yep. Because he could just get rid of a thrower maybe, and that could be just 40k off extra instead of just tossing a lineman.
Yeah.
Or like
Griff
a
is
thrower,
nasty.
lineman, you just start inducing griff. This could be a decent griff ball team, no matter how much I hate to say that's just the thing you're going to be doing. Other than that, if you don't want to be memeing, just maybe some more development on the blitzers, and this can be a very disgusting team.
Yeah, get that dodge blitzer in order to touchdown and pass. Give him guard.
Give him some guard, and then some more mighty blow around, some more tackle. And
Yeah,
once
he
you
only
get
has-
that nice trinity that we were talking about a lot earlier, which is your guard, mighty blow, tackle, and get someone with pylon, because pylon's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I would consider just going mighty blow piling on his rookie blitzer here. I don't
Yeah.
like piling on guard on the same player.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit odd. And piling on and or just your killer in general is supposed to keep you in that fight of you take one, you take another, and then they're
Yeah.
down 2 players, and then if you fail on that, you get them a good foul. And that's kind of how I feel humans are, and they can stack a lot of guard on humans, where they're like, here's 5 guard, just normally,
Yeah, have
or
fun with
here's
this.
at least 4. And it's definitely a nice spot. And then some people would actually say one catcher's a bit low. I was seeing a lot of others, like, they would do the 2 or 3 setups. So it's going to be interesting seeing only one setup.
Yeah, that catcher is going to be doing good work, though. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he does his job. It's just predictable who you're throwing it to.
Yeah,
That's the only
he's
problem.
got to be very wary of all the tackle around here.
So we did check his record out, I think.
Yeah, he went undefeated in college and only lost him as semifinals of the playoffs.
Yep, that's huge.
Yeah.
So he definitely did good. I think he's probably not going to go undefeated with some of these tougher competition and cough those necro cough.
Yeah, those necros. It's disgusting.
Yep. Now we got these Violent Delights with the Road Dog, which actually used to be a dwarf coach in Division 1.
So he went from one horrible team to another.
Yeah, exactly. But he's doing it with style. So starting it off, we do have 4 rerolls because they're so cheap in an Apo, which does add 250 just to start off. And then now we got a strong arm accurate thrower and an agility accurate.
It's beautiful.
Like, it's literally 2 means to the same end, but it's just what?
Yeah.
There's no sure hands yet, but he's definitely going to be throwing that ball. Because he throws like an elf. Just an elf with accurate, even. You just kind of just go. Throw it.
Yeah, that's a scary pair.
And then they already start with dodge. So they just need sure hands and some block, and then... Oh, look at me. Or not even block. Maybe just sure hands and a leader. And then you can toss a reroll.
I would go block before sure hands just to keep him safe. Those are both very nice pieces. Don't want
The only reason I say is sure hands is because you still need to pick up the ball. I mean, the agility 4 does it on 2+, but I mean, 3+ doesn't.
He's got 4 rerolls.
And then these blitzers are honestly not much to look at.
Yeah.
I'm guessing some of them had some like late development, but I like to throw on their Mighty Blow quick and start getting them leveled up, and then sidestep's a double pick. So
Yeah, I
there's
don't
stand
mind the
firm, and I
sidestep.
like that a bit better.
I don't mind if sidestep give him something different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then 2 guard pieces, or 3 guard pieces overall, but it's a bit low on guard. So no Mighty Blow. 3 guards okay.
Yeah, I think he took some early deaths, and that kind of slowed down those blitzers.
It's probably what happened. And then the catches are kind of another highlight where they have another agility person. So they do have 2 elves rostered on this team. And then some blodge step, some blodge with catch and agility. And then
Yeah, those are both very good catchers.
this is a very like lean team. And it's only high TV because he has 1100 of extra TV. So this is actually a 1570. And it's
Yeah,
kind of
this
just
is-
spread around a bit much. But it's 13
This-
players.
I really like his Amazon team.
I
There's
like what
not-
it does. It throws the
Yeah.
ball. As Amazon's like, not many people do this, and I'm very glad to see this is actually going on. To look at the club, he's not had anything because he's probably using a lot of the money, or he could just dump his money into just grabbing a stadium enhancement and having 60k left,
Yeah, I'd buy a stadium enhancement. No reason
or
not
at
to.
least even just upgrading the stadium.
Yeah.
not-
Oh, it's only level 1.
Yeah. And then the next thing is this team has gone 7-4-2 in their season. So a
Not too
nice
bad.
record. He was in Rel 1 as I said, and it shows he plays the game well. And then Amazon
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I just like those throwers. I just keep looking back at
Yeah.
them. Whew.
Very lovely. It's going to be a shame when they die.
The only thing I have to say is I wish there was those blitzers actually had more than one level.
Yeah, get some development on them, and this team is golden.
Yeah.
Even though Blodge is just very strong,
Yeah.
just alone.
Now, do you want to tell us about those teams that haven't accepted their tickets? Cough, cough, get on
Yeah.
it, guys. There's not much
I'm
time.
gonna name and shame you here. We got a neural team, Fear and Bloating, with the Red Joker, who hasn't accepted their ticket yet. And this is a pretty good neural team. Got a Warrior of Block Guard, one with Mighty Blow Claw, one with Block Guard, and one with Block. It's pretty good development for not too many games. I think it's just one season.
Yep. Just having full leveled up players is just huge for Nurgle Warriors. Because as you saw, the Grody Greens, they didn't have leveled up Warriors. And then you kind of have to just work for it. You have to take those bad blocks. You have to just baby them a bit and get them those Kaz or a touchdown even. Get it going.
Block will make their lives a lot easier. We got up next our carrier Pestigore of dodge, block, and sure hands. That's what you want in a carrier on Nurgle.
Yeah, that's ideal for where he's at, I'd say.
Yeah. And up next we have our soon-to-be killer of Mighty Blow Claw. He's pretty close to his next level. Probably get him block first.
Block
and then we have a Wrestle Pestigore.
Just wrestle and a bit away from tackle, I'm guessing?
Yeah, 5 SPP from tackle.
Seems to be a theme to be 11.
Up next we got a Dirty Player Rodder, Kick Rodder, and 3 rookies for a total 12 players, 3 reels.
I'd have to say that's going to be a very solid contender here.
Yeah, this is only 1550 TV. It's pretty lean, pretty strong. A lot of Nurgle Warrior development, which is exactly what you want.
Now, does he not have a beast?
Killer. He does not have a Beast of Nurgle.
That's probably why it's super trim. And then how many Pestigores did he have?
Only 3.
Only 3, so. He is dropping positionals to keep lean, and it's actually seeming like it's serving him pretty well.
Yeah, if you look at his statistics, he's 8-2-3 in his last season in 5D.
So he's definitely taken a different approach to Nurgle than the Grody Greens did, and it's going to be probably showing up differently. It's kind of like
so
different chaos. And what's our next team that we're waiting on?
Up next, our next low team is the Lizaztecas, close by Blargarg.
Man, that sounds like a fun name to just say. I can't even correct you. I don't know.
Yeah. So this team has 2 pending level ups, 1 on an Agility 4 Skink and 1 on a Croxigore. Hopefully you got some doubles on them. That'd be lovely. The rest of his team is it's interesting. He's got a 5 SPP Saurus, and he's got 2 Block Stand Firm Saurus.
That's interesting. I don't hate Stand Firm because Stand Firm is just an awesome skill. It's just usually you at least want Guard before it.
Yeah,
or
you want Guard,
kill skill. Or if you just had Mighty Blow Stand Firm, I could see it too. Or Blodge Stand Firm.
I'm kind of curious how this worked out for him.
But
yeah.
Block's interesting.
Up next we have a Mighty Blow Bloxsaurus. Just Bloxsaurus, who's 1 SPP away. Hopefully get him a Kaz. And another Block Mighty Blow.
Yeah. Block Mighty Blow is just always a big pickup, but he has 1 guard from the Crocs, you said?
Yeah, just 1 guard piece.
I feel like he's kind of missing out a bit.
Yeah, he's got he's got 3 Saurai who are very close to a level, all within 1 or 2 SPP. Hopefully one of them gets guard.
Yep.
We have 5 Skinks, 1 with Sidestep, 1 with plus Agility and a pending skill. All of them, all the rookies are within a touchdown of a level.
So, he's definitely doing something right, and that is 1 bench for him too.
Yep,
so,
he's got 1 bench, keep it at Agi 4 safe when he needs to.
What club is he running?
He has a Weather Dome.
Weather Dome.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's actually with an Agility 4 Skink, I think you can kind of rely on Weather Dome not being as useful, but it was probably picked up before then.
Yeah, I imagine so. He sits on a lean 1550 TV with 50k of bloat, so this is an even 1500.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, for Lizards, you just kind of like writing that mid TV because your skills are pretty cheap and you don't need many doubles.
Yeah. He just needs that source development. Looking at statistics, he is 10-0-3.
10-0-3.
From 5G. Not too bad.
Yeah.
He decided not to do a Devastational and didn't do the Greenhorn either.
So maybe those Stand Firm are helping him position a bit better.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how he plays with those.
It's going to be definitely interesting to look up. Now, just make sure to pick up your ticket, man.
Yep, get your tickets. Last team we got here is the Almost Dead Poet Society, coached by Christoph. It's an undead team.
Ooh.
We have Guard plus Movement Mummy and a Rookie Mummy. Let me see how many games this Mummy's played. This is a fresh Mummy. No games played yet. So
And
rip your old one.
let me guess, all the zombies are developed?
Uh, no, only two developed zombies. One's block tackle, one
Hmm.
with a niggle. The other one is block kick with minus AV.
Okay. So, yeah, is that so? Fresh mummy.
Yeah.
The other one's just one skill,
Guard plus movement.
guard plus movement, and then
Yeah.
what are the
His
whites looking
whites.
like?
He's got a blodge guard white who is within the touchdown range of getting a level, get him to stand firm, and he's beautiful.
Oh,
And the other one's just block mighty blow, 13 SPP, not bad.
yeah, it's just definitely gotta finish out those guys. Like needs a might or a pylon. I feel more tackle.
Yeah, he needs some more development on those boys.
And then
We've already gone
noodles.
over those two zombies. He's got one guard zombie, actually. I missed him.
Yeah.
One skeleton. And he has Ed Mostly Dead Poe with dodge, block, plus strength, mighty blow, and a niggle.
On a ghoul.
Is that a niggle or is that an MNG? No, that's an MNG. Yep, that's a ghoul.
That is a. I don't hate it actually. It's just
Yeah.
it's interesting because it's like a movement 7 blitzer now.
Yeah, he's just to make sure he doesn't get punched in the face.
Yeah, and then he has plus strength to even make it harder to.
Yeah. I wouldn't have hated going frenzy. Maybe taking Juggernaut and then going frenzy even. Ghouls
Yeah.
are pretty quick to level.
They are. And does he have any others?
Yeah, he's got two more ghouls. One is Blodge Sure Hands. The other is a rookie.
That's always nice. It's one thing that I noticed with undead is that you really don't want to field all 4 at once.
No.
It's just you don't have your zombies to start marking up things and doing stuff because a lot of other pieces don't actually like to touch, and your zombies are just your throwaway there.
Yeah, just for zombies, that problem. Hopefully, you can get that last ghoul wrestle and build him into a sacker.
Yep.
Uh,
That's-
he's at a lean 1350 TV. That's not bad.
You really want to be cheap with undead.
Yep.
So you did
with
say his
dude back,
missing next
yeah,
game was
that's
that-
around 1400, 1500,
yeah
1520.
1520 with that is I would say is pretty ideal. The
Yeah,
only
he'll be getting
problem
plenty
is
on
the
defense.
mummies, or I guess mummy, being a little bit behind everybody.
Yeah, he's got mighty blow. He'll get it back soon enough, I hope.
Yep. So
Get him guard. He only has 2 guard on the team. It's a little bit worrying.
yeah, he's just gonna have to kind of play it back up, hope for maybe some zombie doubles, and get guard early on some of those other mummies.
Yeah, 3 guard. I forgot about the zombie.
Yeah. So
As you do with zombies.
yeah, one extra
He's got
guard.
himself a
pretty okay.
weather dome.
Makes sense with his Agi 3 carrier.
Yep. And he was in 5D, went 7-5-1. Only 1 loss is pretty good, but it's also undead. Kind of expected.
I bet it was probably that mummy.
Yeah.
So, very nice team. Make sure you accept your ticket, sir, so we can actually look at
Get your
it.
ticket.
So now you can beat a lot of people.
And that's it.
That's it. So this has been Division 5. And why don't you want to wrap us up here?
Yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck to all you coaches. You got some really good teams in here. I'm pretty excited.
And I'd like to say thanks for watching, and thanks everyone for coming by.
Adios.